You're listening to The Zone, ESPN Radio, 1600 AM, Cedar Rapids.
We now leave our network programming to bring you the following special sports presentation.
The history, the tradition, the fun of Kernels baseball.
It's time for exciting live coverage of Kernels baseball, right here on the Kernels Radio Network. Now, the voice of the Kernels. In his 11th season, here's John Rogers.
Welcome to the South Slope Communications Triple Play Show here on the Kernel Radio Network. We're wrapping up our four-game weekend series with the Burlington Bees in quest of a win that would give the Kernels a split in the four-game series. And it's our pleasure and really honor to have Ty Van Berkelio, the highly regarded and respected Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim roving hitting instructor, with us this evening on this very nice Monday night. And Ty, I know when you come into town, you look at stats, you talk to our staff, you look at the kids, and we've struggled as a team offensively this spring, and that's par for the course at this level. These guys are in their second, third year, most of them. This is a good pitchers league. But when you look at them, are you going to address them, or do you address them as a team, Ty, or do you just look at them individually and help them one at a time?
Typically, we'll talk to them individually and get their needs figured out as an individual hitter. But there are times, especially at this level, where we have team concepts that we talk about and just overall approach.
In that regard, team concept, overall approach, there is a template in place. There is a way that our guys are instructed to hit throughout the system. And what are some of the fundamentals, without getting too specific, Ty? What would be some of the things that our listeners could relate to that you are trying to teach the guys throughout the system about hitting?
Well, we're really trying to get these guys to understand how to control the count with some plate discipline, but at the same time staying aggressive and looking for pitches where they want it early in the count and figuring out where they like the pitch, like the fastball. And, you know, it takes time. It takes experience. At this level, guys have a tendency to change the count by swinging at pitches that are out of the strike zone. And the better hitters, the guys that have more success, are hitting ahead in the count. And you know, it's an important part of hitting that they're learning here that we're trying to get established through the whole system.
Boy, those are things that I can understand, at least conceptually. And let's start with a pitch that a guy likes to hit. If they're up there a couple of hundred or a couple of thousand times before they even sign professionally, Ty, they probably have an idea of where they like a pitch to be.
Yeah, they ought to. That doesn't mean they always stay in that area.
But that gives them a cue, at least, as far as tracking the ball, thinking, this is where I know I'm more successful.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what we're looking for them to do. And, you know, some of them are improving at it. We have ways of doing that. They track their own progress. They track the pitch locations as to, you know, how they were pitched individually by each pitcher. They keep a booklet, and that helps them refer to that. Next time they face them, they can see how that guy came after them. And gives them a chance to have a better plan every time they go up to the plate.
Well, there's another concept we'll talk about in a moment. Let's talk about controlling the count, Ty. You mentioned most successful hitters hit ahead in the count. Would you explain what it means to be good at controlling the count? Does that mean you hope to get ahead 2-0 or 3-1 is usually a good hitter's count? What do you mean by controlling the count?
Yeah, having count leverage would be the hitter being up 2-0, 3-1, 2-1 even. Actually, even 0-1 is a good hitter's count. If you take, for example, the 1-1 count's the biggest count. If you take that count and swing it to a 1-2 count by swinging a pitch out of the strike zone, you become a 150 hitter. If you swing it to a 2-1 count, you become a 350 hitter. So it's a 200-point swing. So that is an important pitch. Every time a 1-1 count comes up, whoever gets ahead, the next pitch has the advantage, pitcher or the hitter.
Wow, now have you shared that, because numbers don't lie, have you shared that big sway, that statistic with our young guys?
Yeah, with many times with the whole organization, and it's uncanny how every year it's about a 200-point difference for every team.
Well, that is amazing. Ty Van Berkelio is with us. He's the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim roving hitting instructor. And Ty, I can tell you love talking hitting. Let's talk about hitting with two strikes, because great hitters aren't afraid of that. At this level, I understand a lot of guys get a little bit uptight when they have two strikes on them. What is the key to staying calm and focused even with you when you have two strikes on you as a hitter?
That's an important part of hitting, and that's something that we really try to stress in this organization. Some guys struggle with it as they're learning how to hit. The biggest thing is your mental state and staying aggressive. Guys that get defensive and try to protect the plate more end up swinging pitches out of the strike zone. More guys that maintain that aggressiveness, they lay off pitches that or strike the ball late, you know.
I wouldn't think that's interesting. In other words, yet you still don't want the guys to strike out.
No, we prefer them not to, but
you're saying you shouldn't change your total approach with two strikes.
I'm saying exactly. I'm saying your mental approach maintains that aggressiveness instead of that defensive, I got to protect the plate. That's when guys chase pitches. That's when they commit the hands early. Each player's got to take ownership into what he's doing. Physically, maybe spreading out. I like these guys to choke up a little bit. I think it helps them take a more conservative swing. But you've got to give in. You've got to allow the pitch to travel so that you can identify whether it's a ball or a strike, what it is. And you've got to cover the whole strike zone. But, you look at most strikeouts, and, they're guys chasing pitches out of the strike zone.
That's what I've seen with our high number of strikeouts, and that's not being critical of our kids, but that's something that I have noticed that when we strike out, it's usually a bad pitch we swing at. We're going to take a break. We're with Ty Van Berkelio, Angel minor league roving hitting instructor. He does a great job. He has a very receptive audience no matter what time of year he comes to see us, and we'll wrap things up with Ty next here on the South Slope Communications Triple Play Show.
Service second to none. South Slope Cooperative. We're here for your communication needs. Internet service, telephone, and TV. As a cooperative telephone company, our members are owners. We make a good team. Service second to none. South Slope Cooperative Communications.
Tuna Communications Triple Play, voice, video, and data with South Slope Cooperative in North Liberty. South Slope's lineup features everything that connects you to information. Digital wireless phones, long-distance plans, data home and business wiring, video conferencing, dial-up and high-speed internet service, fiber optic installation and termination, and digital video TV service in most areas. For all your communication needs, think South Slope. Visit them at southslope.com.
Ty Van Berkelio is with us. He's the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim roving hitting instructor. We've talked some fundamentals, some basic tenets that he tries to get across to our young fellas. And Ty, let's take a success story from yesterday. We had a couple of them. Flint Whipke went 5 for 5. Let's start with his day. When Flint's going well, he's using all fields.
Yeah, Flint goes the other way well. You're right. When he's swinging the bat well, that's what he does. He had a great day. Mark Trumbo had a good day, and that was, that's good to see. Get him some confidence. And, he's a young kid, his first full season in pro ball, so, it's nice for him to start feeling like he's on the right track and moving forward.
You used the word confidence. We had a young hitter here a few years ago. I'm sure you'll remember him out of Penn State named Mike Campo. And Mike he'd hit 300, and almost wherever he went, he said, John, hitting is confidence. Now, I know you can't simplify it that much, but hitting is a lot of confidence.
There's no question about it. The trick is to be able to put the confidence ahead of the success and not have to wait for success to get you confident. And the best ones can do that. And as these guys mature and gain more experience, they're going to get better at that. And if you look at Jordan Renz's turnaround from last year, a lot of it is due to confidence.
No, you're right on that. When Jordan steps to the plate now, it seems like he's expecting to do well. Ty, we want to talk a little bit, too, about some of the tenets and philosophies, because hitting is it's something that you can talk about hour after hour and never get tired of it. And I wondered if Bill Stoneman, Mike Sosha, Mickey Hatcher, do you guys meet in a room along with Eric Owens and the other hitting instructors and come to a consensus, or does one guy say this is how it's going to be taught with the Angels? I've always been interested how that works.
Well, the important thing is that the philosophy is coming from Mike Sosha, because that's what we're trying to produce is players that fit into his philosophy. And the fortunate thing is that we're all on the same page and we all agree with the philosophy. So what we're teaching down here, I believe in 100%. All the coaches believe in. It's an aggressive situational hitting style. It's not giving away at bats, not giving away outs, but still looking to advance runners. The base running style that comes from Mike Sosha, and I love it. I've seen it work, and I think it's the only way to play the game.
It is a great, fun style to watch of the whole game as a whole. Ty, finally, and this is getting a little bit into a nuance we haven't talked about, but I heard Mark Trumbo saying recently that they're working with him on his lower half. And I've also heard hitting instructors talk about overstriding. And without getting too technical, why is the lower half so important?
Well, it's swinging a bat. There's so much timing involved. The lower half is where everything starts. And if you don't put the lower half into the right position, don't get it started correctly, and don't put it in that leverage position, the swing's going to be out of sync. It just allows the hands to work and connect without the upper body taking over the swing, which creates a rotational direction. And with the lower half working improperly, it's going to change how the hand path and everything else. The lower half will dictate where the hands are going, and if you get that started correctly, you're going to have more success.
It's got to make you feel good when a guy kind of lights up and says, Ty, I felt it, or I understand, or did I actually do it in the game? Maybe he might ask if he did, but when he feels it, and it may take a long time for him to understand it.
Yeah, you're right. It does feel good. As a hitting coach, it gives you goosebumps when you see a guy click one, and you know in your mind he just felt what you're talking about, and he's closer to feeling it more consistently. It may be 1 out of 10 at first, and then 2 out of 10, and before you know it, he's feeling it 8 out of 10, and pretty soon it becomes a part of his swing.
Ty Van Berkeley, thank you so much. We're going to get together with you tomorrow evening in Davenport for our first of 4 there, and we'll talk about some of the former Kernels who have had success with the Angels and also your time in Japan. But for right now, Ty, thank you so much.
You're welcome, John. Thank you.
That's Los Angeles Anaheim. Well, I'll get it straight. That's Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim minor league hitting coach Ty Van Berkeley, and he will be with us tomorrow evening before we play in Davenport. Up next, starting lineups, series finale here at home, Kernels and Bees. I'll have them for you in a moment after this word from South Slope Communications.
Service second to none, South Slope Cooperative. We're here for your communication needs, internet service, telephone, and TV. As a cooperative telephone company, our members are owners, we make a good team. Service second to none, South Slope Cooperative Communications.
Tuna Communications Triple Play, voice, video, and data with South Slope Cooperative in North Liberty. South Slope's lineup features everything that connects you to information. Digital wireless phones, long-distance plans, data home and business wiring, video conferencing, dial-up and high-speed internet service, fiber optic installation and termination, and digital video TV service in most areas. For all your communication needs, think South Slope. Visit them at southslope.com.
We have a wonderful evening for baseball here at Veterans Memorial Stadium as the Kernels host the Burlington Bees in the 4th and final game of a 4-game set that has seen the Bees take 2 of 3. The Kernels were victorious Friday night, 4-2 behind Tommy Mendoza. Then Saturday night, the Bees won in a low-scoring affair, 3-1. Yesterday, Burlington pummeled the Kernels, scoring 9 runs in the first 2 innings en route to a 13-4 drubbing of our ball club. The 2 skippers, Bobby Magianis of our Kernels and Jim Gabella, who's in his 3rd year at the helm in Burlington, are meeting at home plate, exchanging lineup cards with the umpires. Let's give you the starting lineup for this evening's series finale. Burlington is the Class A Midwest League affiliate of the Kansas City Royals, and the Bees own a 28-26 record. They're in 3rd place in the 8-team Western Division first-half standings, 2 games behind Peoria and 5 lengths in back of the first-place Kane County Cougars. Leading off for the Bees, an outstanding switch-hitting leadoff man is Josh Johnson at second base. Jeremy Jerschley will play shortstop tonight and bat second. Hitting third for Burlington, he's 5th in the league with 15 steals and 17 tries. Mario Lasone at third base. He did not play yesterday. The cleanup batter, Miguel Vega, will be at first base. He's had 3 RBIs for Burlington in their win yesterday. Brady Everett, the designated hitter, had 3 hits yesterday. Everett in 13 games batting .370, and he's hitting 5th in the Burlington lineup. Hitting 6th, Carlos Arroyo. He also had 3 hits for the Bees in their 18-hit attack. Arroyo will be in right field and bat 6th. Jose Duarte in center will bat 7th. Hitting 8th and catching is Jeff Howell for Burlington, and Ethan Santana will be in left. Left fielder Ethan Santana will bat 9th. On the hill, a good one. He has the 10th lowest ERA in the league at 2.41. 21-year-old right-hander Carlos Rosa. Rosa sat out all of last season after undergoing Tommy John surgery on his right elbow. Carlos is 5-3 on the year with that outstanding earned run average of 2.41. This is his 11th start. Carlos Rosa was a 6-3 winner in his previous start Wednesday at home against Wisconsin. In that outing, Rosa gave the Timber Rattlers just 2 runs in 5 innings on only 3 hits, struck out 6, and walked 5. That's the Burlington order. Allen Motor Company is always proud to bring us the Allen Motor Company Kernel starting lineup. Allen's is open until 9 o'clock this evening. What a wonderful night it would be to head on out to Hiawatha, I-380 Boyston Road, exit 25, and visit the 13-acre campus Allen Motor Company. If you buy a 2005 Buick LeSabre, 2005 Buick Century, or 2006 Buick Rendezvous right now at Allen's, your first year's maintenance is free. That's right, your first year's maintenance is free at Allen Motor Company if you buy now a 2005 Buick Century, 2005 Buick LeSabre, or 2006 Buick Rendezvous. Here's the Allen Motor Company Kernel starting lineup. Tied for the league lead in steals with 17. Leading off in center field, Brad Kuhn. Heinle Stacia, Kernel switch-hitting shortstop, will bat second. Batting third in the Allen Motor Company order, third baseman Dallas Morris. Jordan Renz belted his team-high 12th home run of the year in yesterday's Kernel loss. Jordan is second in the league with 41 RBIs. Renz will bat cleanup in right field in the Allen Motor Company order. Flint Whipke was 5 for 5 yesterday. He raised his batting average to .272. Before yesterday's game, Flint was hitting .248, so what a spike he saw in his average going 5 for 5. Whipke will be the DH and bat 5th. Hitting 6th, he slugged his 8th home run of the year yesterday, had 4 of the Kernel 14 hits. Mark Trumbo at first base. The catcher in the Allen Motor Company order, hitting 7th, is Brett Martinez. Madison Edwards will be in left field and hit 8th. Madison came through as a pinch hitter in the 8th inning yesterday. And batting 9th, the second baseman, Marco Albano. On the hill, rounding out the Allen Motor Company starting lineup this evening, he has been dynamite. 22-year-old right-hander Stephen Merrick. Merrick is tied for second in the league, second to our Nick Adenhart, his teammate, with a 6-1 record. Stephen has the 8th lowest ERA in the league, 2.30. Stephen Merrick, 6-1, making his 12th start of the year, came within an out of going the distance his last start. That was Wednesday night in Clinton. In a 4-2 Kernel win, Merrick in 8 2/3 allowed just 2 runs to the Lumber Kings on 4 hits in 8 2/3, struck out 9, walked 1. Stephen Merrick, M-A-R-E-K, out of San Jacinto Junior College in Texas, will be on the hill this evening for the Kernels. The kids are out on the diamond, the kids being the Cost Cutters Dream Team members here on Indian Creek Elementary School night. Tina Monroe, the outstanding principal at Indian Creek in Marion, and she's about to lead the kids in singing the Star-Spangled Banner. Our umpires are sponsored all season long by Anderson and Brown Eye Care, your full-service comprehensive eye care center on Boyson Road in Hiawatha. Exams, glasses, contact lenses, all under one roof. Easy in, easy out in Anderson and Brown Eye Care. Things are coming into focus at Anderson and Brown Eye Care. That's right. You can have your eyes examined and then get your glasses and contact lenses right on site at Anderson and Brown Eye Care. Let's join Tina Monroe, the principal at Indian Creek Elementary School, as she leads her kids in the singing of the Star-Spangled Banner.
Singing of our national anthem. It is being performed this evening by students from Indian Creek Elementary, directed by Tina Monroe.
Elementary School night here at the ballpark, and Principal Tina Monroe leading the students in the Star-Spangled Banner. The kids from the Cost Cutters Dream Team are now trotting off the diamond, and on this beautiful 82-degree evening, we're ready for baseball. The Kernels are taking on a Burlington team that's ranked 13th in the league in hitting with a .232 average. That's second to last. Burlington's second to last in home runs, but the Bees have an outstanding pitching staff, ranked third in the league with a 3.01 ERA, and Burlington has very good defense. The Bees have made just 53 errors in 54 games. This is home game number 27 for the Kernels. We own a 12-14 record here at home, and overall the Kernels are in 6th place in the 8-team Western Division first-half standings with a record of 26-31, 8.5 games back of King County. The Cougars lead the West, and the Kernels now trail our next opponent. Tomorrow evening will be in Davenport to play the Swing of the Quad Cities. We trail the Swing by a game and a half. Tomorrow evening's game will be on 1450 KMRY. This evening, you're tuned to Colonel Baseball on ESPN Radio 1600, KCRG, Cedar Rapids. 3:15 down the line, a 16-foot high wall leading up to the Randy Keel Confidence Picnic Pavilion. It's 400 feet to dead center here at the ballpark, 325 down the right field line. The flagpole is beyond the 403 sign in right center, and the flag atop the flagpole beyond the 403 mark indicates that the wind is blowing lightly from the right field foul line towards left center field. Stephen Merrick has been dynamite as a Colonel this year. In 70 1/3 innings, the right-hander has allowed only 55 hits. Merrick has fanned 57 70 1/3, walked just 14, and the league is hitting .214 against Stephen Merrick. Brett Martinez sends it down the chute, and we're ready for baseball. Thanks for inviting us into your home, office, car, backyard, wherever you're tuned in. We welcome you and thank you for listening. Josh Johnson, a switch-hitting leadoff batter, is first up for Burlington. Josh singled his first 2 times up yesterday, scored his first 2 times up, hitting .264, no home runs, 14 RBIs, and way in on the grass at third is Dallas Morris. Well, actually a couple of steps in on the grass, and the game's first pitch is taken outside, ball 1. we're underway on this gorgeous Monday evening. Johnson, a switch hitter batting left, and a fastball is in for a strike on the inside corner. Kernels in their white home uniforms with red trim, red numbers, red lettering, navy blue caps with red bills. Merrick's fastball is taken outside, and it's 2-1 to Josh Johnson, third-round pick of the Royals in 2004. Just 20 years old, from Tampa, Florida. This is his third year as a Royal. And a Royal farmhand, he slices one down the left field line. Near the tarp, Madison Edwards comes up with it and makes a super play. I mean a very fine play by Madison Edwards to hold Josh Johnson to a leadoff single. That ball leaving the bat went past third down the left field line, and I thought for sure it was an extra base hit for Johnson. But Madison Edwards got over to the tarp cover, which the Cedar Rapids, Iowa City Building and Trades Association proudly advertises on, that this stadium was union built, and Madison held Johnson to a single. Ball one inside to Jeremy Jerschle, J-I-R-S-C-H-E-L-E, Jerschle. The shortstop hitting .223, no home runs, 8 RBIs. Jeremy's a right-handed hitter. There goes the runner, a swing and a miss. Throw to second, and the runner, is called safe. Brett Martinez can't believe it. Brett is hollering at the base umpire, and I don't think Marco Albano can believe it either. They called Josh Johnson safe. Brett Martinez cannot believe it, and the independent umpire is now hearing it from Bobby Magallanes, the Kernel manager. The throw by Martinez was outstanding. Right on the corner of the base, it looked like Johnson slid into the tag of Marco Albano, but the base umpire is not going to change his mind. Bobby Magallanes cannot believe the call by the base umpire. I don't know how Johnson beat Martinez's throw. In fact, I'm not sure he did. Bobby's all over the base umpire, and Bobby now trotting back into the Kernel first base dugout. The batter swung and missed, and I thought Jeremy Jerschle almost interfered with the throw by Brett Martinez. Martinez couldn't believe it. Brett marched out halfway to the mound to voice his disbelief and anger at the call by the base umpire. Now Jerschle looks at strike two called on the inside corner. Stolen base number 7 on the season for Josh Johnson. He's 7 of 12. Burlington in their gray road uniforms with royal blue hats, royal blue socks, royal blue numbers trimmed in white, and royal blue shoes. A breaking pitch is outside, and it's 2-2 to Jeremy Jerschle. Jerschle yesterday was hit by a pitch in the B 3-run first inning and scored, and the 2-2 pitch is slapped foul into the backstop. Count remains 2-2. The Bees have a runner at second. A leadoff single by Josh Johnson past third. Then he stole second base. Jerschle was nothing for 4 last night. He's 23 years old, out of Wisconsin Oshkosh, a Premier Division III program. And a high fastball swung on and missed. 1 out here in the first inning as Stephen Merrick prevents Jerschle from advancing Josh Johnson from second to third. That's a big strikeout, because now it means the Bees will need a base hit from either Mario Lasone or Miguel Vega to take advantage of that runner in scoring position. Big strikeout for Merrick. Mario Lasone did not play in yesterday's Burlington 13-4 trouncing of the Kernels. Fastball on the inside corner, strike 1. Mario Lasone from Venezuela. 3 for 7 in the first 2 games of this series. Has stolen a couple of bases in the series. Right-handed batter. A curve. Ooh, that looked good. I don't know where it was, but the plate umpire said ball 1. Mario Lasone leads Burlington with 32 runs driven in. He's batting .221. 5 homers, 32 runs driven in for Mario Lasone. And a fastball is high and in, ball 2 from Stephen Merrick. Josh Johnson leading away at second. Mario Lasone, the batter. Steven whirls and throws to second. No tag by Marco Albano. Nick Adenhart made not one, not two, but three wild pickoff throw attempts yesterday in the first two innings. It just wasn't Nick's day out on the mound, but he's been so good and so consistent that he was due for a rough outing. Swing and a miss on a 91-mile-an-hour fastball, according to the Bank Iowa speed pitch indicator on the lower panel of the scoreboard in right center. Lasone took a very, very hard cut at that 2-1 pitch. Now Steven comes set. The 2-2. Fastball upstairs, ball 3. Dallas Morris playing deep at third. Up the middle, it's Stacia and Albano at short and second. And at first base, Mark Trumbo, who's playing well off the line. Marco Albano edging towards second to try to keep the runner close, and Stephen Merrick challenges the Burlington number 3 hitter, and Lasone answers that fastball challenge by fouling it straight back. First inning, no score. 1 on, 1 out. The B runner in scoring position at second, Josh Johnson. Mario Lasone waits as Merrick stepped off the rubber and looked the runner back to second. Madison Edwards in left, Kuhn in center, and in right, battling a strong Sun, is Jordan Renz. A change-up of beauty, swung on and missed. Strike 3. Mario Lasone was done in on a terrific payoff pitch, a change-up from Stephen Merrick. 2 away here in the B first inning. And now the cleanup batter, who drove in 3 runs in his first 2 times up yesterday, Miguel Vega bats. Vega from Puerto Rico takes strike 1 call, the changeup. Vega had a 2-run single yesterday in the B 3-run first, and then he delivered home a run with the sacrifice fly in Burlington's 6-run second inning. The 0-1 from the Colonel right-hander. Swing and a miss, strike 2, a fastball. Miguel Vega leads Burlington with 6 home runs. He's batting .235. Will Stephen Merrick come right after the right-handed batter on this 0-2 delivery? Now Merrick steps off. Burlington had a runner at second with nobody out. Merrick proceeded to strike out Jerschley and Mario Lasone. Here's his 0-2 pitch to Miguel Vega. Curve and a swing and a miss! Stephen Merrick puts the handcuffs and shackles the Bees, striking out Jerschley, Lasone, and Vega to end the Burlington first inning threat. Wow, you talk about taking matters into your own hands. Stephen Merrick, after surrendering a leadoff single and then a disputed steal of second by Josh Johnson, went on to strike out the next 3 B batters and keep Burlington from scoring here in the top of the first inning. No runs for the Bees, 1 hit, a stolen base. There were no Colonel errors, and Merrick fans 3. Burlington leaves 1 aboard, and after 1/2 inning, Bees nothing, Colonels coming up. This is Colonel Baseball on the Colonel Radio Network.
Cedar Rapids' oldest wholesale greenhouse is also Cedar Rapids' full-service landscaping and lawn care center. Cedar Rapids Greenhouses has been serving eastern Iowans for 50 years at the corner of Johnson Avenue and Edgewood Road, behind Guppy's on the Go. Cedar Rapids Greenhouses has a full line of trees and shrubs like magnolias, maples, and lilacs. And for a limited time, buy any potted tree and Cedar Rapids Greenhouses will deliver and plant it free. If they're searching for the right beautification project, let the trained landscape designers at Cedar Rapids Greenhouses help you create a unique plan for your home. From retaining walls to ponds, waterfalls, and fountains, they'll work within your budget and tastes, and they do free estimates. Lawn care featuring mowing, fertilization, seeding, sodding, aeration, dethatching, maintenance, and cleanup are all done with care and precision. For the highest quality and low prices, see the difference at Cedar Rapids Greenhouses, Eastern Iowa's full-service landscapers at the corner of Johnson Avenue and Edgewood Road.
Hi, I'm Phil Andrews, your local Pekin Insurance agent at Andrews Insurance in Cedar Rapids. I'd like to introduce you to an easy-to-understand, affordable life insurance plan with great benefits. It's simplified issue whole life from Pekin Insurance. The plan requires no medical exam, has guaranteed rates for life and a guaranteed cash value. Life insurance made simple and affordable from Pekin Insurance. To learn more, contact me, Bill Andrews, at Andrews Insurance.
Stephen Merritt gives his mates a big lift as he prevents the Bees from scoring in the top of the first. Even though Burlington had their leadoff man at second with nobody out, Stephen struck out the next three Bee hitters. Brad Kuhn will lead off for the Kernels. Brad was 1 for 4 in yesterday's ball game. Lifted for a pinch hitter in the 8th inning and a bunt. And this bunt is high in the air off one bounce foul, rolling toward the Bee on deck circle, left side, strike one. Kuhn, Stacia Morris here in the Colonel first inning. Against righty Carlos Rosa, R-O-S-A, from the Dominican Republic. Carlos is 21 years old, and he did not pitch last year after undergoing Tommy John surgery. His fastball is high and in, ball one to the left-handed hitting Colonel leadoff batter, Brad Kuhn. Brad, no homers, 16 RBIs. Corks one on the ground to the right side. Over to his left is Josh Johnson, the second baseman. And Johnson on to first for the first out of the inning. Brad Kuhn got good wood on it, but grounds out to second. Josh Johnson moved quickly to his left into the hole to prevent Kuhn from reaching. Halo happenings, results from around the Angel organization from last night. You might have heard it right here in the zone. Our parent club, the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, clobbered Cleveland at Jacobs Field 14-2. Strike one is called to Heinley Stacia. Former Colonel John Lackey limited the Tribe to just 2 hits in 7 scoreless innings. And former Colonel catcher Mike Napoli belted a 2-run homer. Dallas McPherson pinch hitting connected for a home run as well. Ball one high to Stacia. Now Heinley backs away from a pitch just inside. Ball 2. Heinley Stacia, 0 for 4 yesterday, was pinch hit for in the 8th inning, as was Brad Kuhn. Heinley, batting .281, has the highest average on the Colonel Ball Club. No homers, but a team-high 16 doubles and a ground ball. Base hit through the middle. Into center it goes, where Jose Duarte picks it up and lobs her back into the cutoff man. Heinley Stacia drove it right through the box on the ground for a one-out single here in the Colonel first. As Dallas Morris strides to the plate, we can tell you that Salt Lake raised its record, the AAA Bees, to 33-23, due in large part to former Colonel All-Star and Midwest League batting titleist Howie Kendrick. Howie went 2 for 5, smacked his 7th home run of the year, as the Bees stomped Fresno 7-1. Dallas Morris takes ball one high from Carlos Rosa, 5-3 on the year. In 52 1/3 innings, Carlos has allowed just 45 hits. The right-hander is fanned 44 in 52 1/3, walked 22. Double-A Arkansas shaded Midland 8-7 last night. A fastball upstairs to Morris, ball 2. Former Colonel Aaron Peel socked a walk-off solo home run with 1 out in the 9th to win it for Arkansas 8-7. And Brandon Wood went 3 for 4. He's batting .292 with had his league-high 21st double last night. How about former Colonel shortstop All-Star Brandon Wood with his Texas League-high 21st double of the year? Light breeze blowing from right field towards left center as the 2-0 is headed home to Dallas, and a big swing and a miss on a shoulder-high fastball from Carlos Rosa. Dallas batting .233. 5 home runs. Hit one of them in the series opener here on Friday night. Dallas has hit safely in each of the first 3 games of this series. A fastball is in on the outside corner for strike 2. Morris doubled and scored in the 3rd inning yesterday to cut the Bee lead to 9-4. They won it 13-4. Dallas has 4 hits in 11 trips in this series. A throw to first, and Heinley Stacia is back standing up. Miguel Vega holding Heinley at first. The Bees have Lasone at third, Jerschley at short, Johnson at second, and Miguel Vega at first, and ball 3 is upstairs to Dallas Morris. Let's see if Bobby Magallanes sends Heinley Stacia on this payoff pitch. I would imagine Bobby will have Heinley run on this 3-2 delivery. There he goes. Curve high, ball 4, and the Kernels have runners aboard at first and second with only one away here in the first for our best RBI man, Jordan Renz. Morris walked on the 3-2 pitch upstairs from Rosa. Renz has 2 homers in this series. Jordan led off the second yesterday against Matt Naginski with a home run. It was Jordan's 12th of the year. Renz has 41 runs driven in. That's second highest in the Midwest League. And Jordan's batting .258. Right-handed batter. Ball 1 outside from the 6' 1" right-hander, and that prompts a visit to the mound from catcher Jeff Howell. Jeff Howell is heading out to the mound. Now Mario Lasone comes in from third. Rancho Cucamonga won as well yesterday in dramatic fashion, beating Inland Empire in 10 innings 9-8. Former Colonel from this spring, our 300 hitter, Patrick Riley, launched a game-tying grand slam in the 9th inning, forced extra innings, and then Nate Sutton delivered the RBI single in the 10th inning that won it for Rancho Cucamonga. Rancho Cucamonga's 30-27. Ball 2 is high to Renz. Now Jordan lashes the 2-0 pitch foul straight back, strike 1. Stacia at second. Dallas Morris at first. What a delightful, gorgeous Monday night we have for baseball. The lights aren't on yet. The sun is shining, glistening beautifully off the green, lush grass on the diamond. And Renz is jammed, and Jordan pulls it foul up into the third base premier seats where Mr. Shucks is trying to retrieve it, but a fan instead will give it to a little boy, and he'll be rewarded with a lifetime honorary Colonel contract and a free spaghetti dinner to Zio Giano's. Stacia at second, Morris at first, 2-2 now to Jordan Renz. Swing and a miss, a late swing by Jordan, the first strikeout for Rosa, and they're 2-on-2 out for Flint Whipkey. Jordan Renz was just a little bit late on that fastball down and away, and now let's see if Flint Whipkey can come through from his number 5 slot in the Allen Motor Company order. Flint, the designated hitter, 5 for 5 yesterday, raised his average from 248 up to 272 with his big day. A deep drive into left center, and it's going to get over the head of Jose Duarte at the base of the wall. 2 runs will score. Stacia crosses the plate. Here comes the next run across, Morris, and out at third is Flint Whipkey. They call Whipkey out. He doubles home a pair, and the Kernels lead it here in the first inning, 2-0. Boy, a couple of calls have gone against the Kernels, but credit Flint Whipkey, who was 5 for 5 yesterday. Flint drilled a double over the head of Jose Duarte in center, all the way to the 308 mark, 407 mark. Stacia scored from second to make it 1-0. Dallas Morris hustled all the way home from first. It's a good thing he did, because he crossed the plate just before the base umpire ruled Whipkey out at third, and that play went 8-6-5. Duarte to Jerschley to Lasone, 8-6-5. Flint Whipkey out trying to stretch a 2-run double into a 2-run triple. How about Flint Whipkey? 2 runs for the Kernels on the 2-run double by Whipkey with 2 out. There were 2 Kernel hits, a walk. There were no B errors, and the Kernels leave, nobody aboard. We go to the top of the second inning, and it's the Kernels leading the Bees 2-0. You're listening to Colonel Baseball on the Colonel Radio Network.
Get ready for summer and beat high gas prices with a pre-owned vehicle from Randy Keel Honda. Their inventory is jam-packed with fuel-efficient vehicles designed to save you money. Get an economical sedan for your daily commute, or indulge your sporty side with a high-performance coupe. Randy Keel Honda carries a large selection of Honda certified pre-owned vehicles, backed by a 12-month, 12,000-mile comprehensive warranty and 7-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Need to haul the entire family? For a limited time, you can get special financing on Honda certified pre-owned Odyssey. Whatever your driving needs, Randy Keel Honda has the vehicle for you. Visit Randy Keel Honda on Centerpoint Road Northeast or online at randykeel.com. Randy Keel Honda, where they treat you right.
Hy-Vee, the most respected and recognized brand name in our entire great state. Your Cedar Rapids and Marion Hy-Vees value the vital role professional baseball plays in our community's fabric. Our treasured tradition of affordable, wholesome entertainment that brings families, friends, work colleagues, and customers together for lifelong memories. Your Cedar Rapids and Marion Hy-Vees are proud to support the best thing going in eastern Iowa, the wonder of Kernels baseball.
Flint Whipke's 2-out, 2-run double, scoring Stacia and Morris gives Stephen Merrick, the Colonel right-hander, a early lead. Ball one missed inside to Brady Everett, who had a big day at the plate yesterday for the Bees, including a home run. And Merrick fires inside, almost hit the right-handed batter. Ball two. Brady Everett from the state of Washington, 6 feet even, 205. Singled and scored in the 6-run second yesterday for Burlington. Homered in the fourth to make it 10-4 Bees. And Merrick's next delivery is inside, ball three. Brady Everett hitting .370 in 13 games with Burlington. He went to Washington State. And a strike is in from the Colonel right-hander. I want to correct the relay throw that got Flint Whipke trying to stretch his 2-out, 2-run double into a triple. It went center field, second base, third base. Here's a little looper into shallow left. Dallas Morris leaps high, can't get it. It dribbles into left field, and now it's fumbled by Madison Edwards, but Brady Everett has a broken bat, base hit just out of the outstretched reach of Dallas Morris. Oh, Dallas had that one in his glove, and then it looked like he was trying to avoid a mid-air collision with shortstop Heinle Stacia on that humpback broken back liner, and it's a base hit for Brady Everett. Everett must be some kind of strong because he somehow got that ball just over Dallas Morris's outstretched arm. Now Stephen Merrick steps off the rubber. 2-0 Kernels here in the top of the second inning. Carlos Arroyo generally swings early in the count. He does again and bashes it foul right past the third-year hitting coach of the Bees, Patrick Anderson. Strike one to Carlos Arroyo. Boy, Flint Whipke looks safe at third, but the relay from Duarte to Josh Johnson to the third baseman Mario Lasone ended the Colonel first inning on the 2-out, 2-run double by Flint. Remember, Whipke had 5 hits and 5 at-bats yesterday, so he's 6 for his last 6. Carlos Arroyo takes a change up low. Carlos was 3 for 5 yesterday with 2 runs driven in, and he scored twice. Left-handed batter. And a tip foul into the glove of Brett Martinez, strike 2 to Carlos Arroyo. Carlos is batting .260. Doesn't have a home run. He's driven in 18. He's from the Central American country of Colombia. Played with the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers a full season in 2003. Oh, brother, I had to bite my tongue. Ball 2 outside. Stephen Merrick appeared to paint the outside corner with a fastball, but it was ruled ball 2. Brett Martinez framed it for 5 seconds, but the plate umpire said ball 2. Now a fastball is lofted foul over towards the hot corner grill that greets the fans when they come in here. A big white tent with a beautiful countertop that has our logo on it and serves up the best premium sandwiches that we have to offer here at the ballpark, the Hot Corner Grill. A throw to first, and diving back in is Brady Everett. Carlos Arroyo with a .260 average. No home runs, 18 RBIs, the 2-2. Bounced over the hill. Marco Albano charges, throws out the batter. That was Marco's only play. Carlos Arroyo topped the 2-2 pitch from Merrick, chopped it over Stevens' head. Marco Albano came racing in from second, and on the grass between the mound and second, Marco gloved the 2-hopper on to first, and Brady Everett advances into scoring position on Carlos Arroyo's bouncer to shallow second. 2-0 Kernels, runner at second, 1 away for the Bees' Jose Duarte. Duarte was 2 for 5 yesterday, drove in a run and scored a run. This guy has been a real thorn in our side. There's a knee-buckling curveball from Stephen Merrick for strike one. Duarte, hitting .287, has 7 hits in this series in 13 at-bats. He's 7 for 13. He whistles the 0-1 pitch foul straight back, and that's strike 2 on Jose Duarte. A lot of folks enjoying this action from Indian Creek Elementary School. We'll be welcoming in one of their students, Taylor Yoke, in the 4th inning. We have a sign here on the broadcast booth door to make Taylor know that we're expecting him. Big group here from Four Oaks as well. Stephen Merrick on the 0-2 pitch. And it's just nubbed foul toward the Colonel first base dugout where bat boy John picks it up. Kernan Ronan leaning on the top step of the Colonel dugout, keeping a close eye on one of his prized students, Stephen Merrick. Dallas Morris came in from third to have a word with the Colonel right-hander. That gives the plate umpire a chance to dust off the dish. 2-0 Colonels. We're in the top of the 2nd inning. Burlington hits much better on the road than they do at home, interestingly enough. The Bees hit .244 at Community Field. A bouncer back to the mound. It'll be a close play at first. Merrick fires just in time. Oh, Mark Trumbo was almost blinded by the sun. That was a weak squibber halfway to the mound. I thought Duarte got much more of it than he did. He dribbled it halfway up the path carved between the mound and the plate, and Stephen Merrick had to glove it and then transfer it into his throwing hand. No, he barehanded and threw just in time. And what a play by Merrick and Mark Trumbo to get Duarte. On to third goes Brady Everett, and here's Jeff Howell, the catcher. Big yellow hammer is a strike call to the right-handed hitting catcher, Jeff Howell. Yesterday's catcher, J.P. Lowen, had 4 hits in the game. Howell, a base hit to right, just out of the grasp, the diving, lunging effort of Marco Albano, and the Colonel lead is whittled to 1 run on a Jeff Howell slicing line drive just beyond the outstretched mitt of Marco Albano at second base. And the Bees are playing winning baseball. They get a 2-out hit from their number 8 hitter, a .204 batter. That's winning baseball. When you get a number 8 hitter batting .204 to lash one into right and score Brady Everett. Now ball 1 low to Ethian Santana. Ethian is a left-handed batter with a .252 average, no home runs, 6 RBIs. Santana, 2 for 4 yesterday, walked and scored in Burlington's 6-run 2nd inning. Fastball outside, and it's 2-0 now to Santana. Ethian's from Puerto Rico, and he went to Laredo Community College down in Texas. I've always heard about Laredo, Texas, but I've never been there. A ground ball hit sharply to the feet of Mark Trumbo. Mark stabs it, takes 2 steps to his left, steps on the base to end the inning. Ethian Santana hit it hard right at Mark Trumbo for the final out in the Bees' second. 1 run for Burlington on 2 hits. There were no Colonel errors. The Bees leave 1 man aboard, their second stranded of the young evening. We go to the bottom of the 2nd inning, and the Colonels are on top of the Bees, 2-1. And you're tuned to Colonel Baseball here on the Colonel Radio Network.
Smelly cat, smelly cat.
What are they feeding you?
What are you playing, Nigel?
Well, I was just trading places with Phoebe from Friends. She's so funny. She's wicked.
Cool. You know, Sierra Mist and TBS had their Trade Places with the Funniest Faces sweepstakes, where you can really trade places with your favorite characters and win the ultimate sitcom getaway. Yeah, just go to tbs.com to enter. You could win the Friends Ross and Rachel honeymoon trip to Vegas. There's also a trip to see where the Seinfeld gang hung out in New York City, or an Everybody Loves Raymond trip to a golf resort in California.
The Trade Places with the Funniest Faces sweepstakes. Just watch Friends on TBS and enter at tbs.com. Brought to you by Sierra Mist. It's that refreshing.
Refreshingly wicked!
No purchase necessary. Internet access required. Subject to official rules at CBS.com. Open to legal residents of the continental U.S. 18 or older. Void where prohibited. Ends 5/16/06.
Service second to none. South Slope Cooperative. We're here for your communication needs. Internet service, telephone, and TV. As a cooperative telephone company, our members are owners who make a good team. Service second to none. South Slope Cooperative Communications.
The Kernels bat in the bottom of the second inning with a 2-1 lead over the Burlington Bees. A final note on our Halo happenings. Results from around the Angel organization last night. A look ahead to this evening. Our parent club is down in St. Petersburg, Florida, to play the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. Mike Sosha being reunited with his longtime confidant, Joe Madden, who's now the skipper for the Devil Rays. And at AAA Salt Lake, the Bees are in Fresno tonight. And Stephen Shell will be on the hill. Former Colonel is 2-2. Mark Trumbo hits a towering fly ball into right. And it's gathered in by Carlos Arroyo in medium right field. Carlos didn't have to move but a step or two. And 1 pitch, 1 out here in the Colonel's second inning. A Flint Whipke 2-out, 2-run double chased home a pair, Stacia and Morris. And the Colonel's 2-0 lead was whittled to a run on a 2-out RBI single by Jeff Howell in the top of this second inning. Brett Martinez batting .201. Takes outside. Carlos Rosa comes straight over the top. His delivery reminds me a lot of our own Tommy Mendoza in that regard. Brett, a right-handed hitter. And there's a fastball pumped in at the knees for strike one. Tomorrow evening we'll be in Davenport, Iowa. 7 o'clock game time, 6:40. South Slope Communications Triple Play Show. Brett Martinez laces the 1-1 pitch foul into the bleachers, the Papa John's Plaza down the right field line. Brett walked twice yesterday, went 0 for 3. Martinez at the plate with nobody on, 1 out. Here in the Kernels' second inning. 2-1 Kernels. Martinez lays off a pitch inside, and Jim Gabella's marching out of the B dugout. He's upset about something. Jim Gabella is asking the plate umpire. I'm not sure what. Now Bobby Magianis is being asked to come out. No, the Colonel Equipment Manager is being called out. The Colonel Equipment Manager to talk to the umpire about a problem. Now he's looking up to the press box, the Colonel Equipment Manager. And perhaps Jim Gabella wants the lights to be turned on. Not sure what Jim Gabella wanted from the plate umpire, but he called the Colonel Equipment Manager out. The umpire did. Here's a weak poke up the third base side, and it's fielded just in front of the base by Mario Lasone in foul ground. Brett Martinez, hustling down the first base line, will now have to come back. Tomorrow evening, we'll have our second South Slope Communications Triple Play Show chat with Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim roving hitting instructor Ty Van Berkeley. Tomorrow evening, the game will be on 1600 a.m. just as it is tonight, and then tomorrow evening we're on KMRY 1450 tomorrow night. Ball 3 downstairs to Brett Martinez. Tomorrow evening we will be on 1450 KMRY, a noon start Wednesday, and we'll be back in the zone 1600 in Davenport. Now Brett Martinez calls time. He's getting ready for this payoff delivery from Carlos Rosa, the B right-hander. Here it is. And a tip foul at the feet of Brett. Martinez having a good look at Carlos Rosa. RF Micro Devices, one of 3 groups enjoying the action, out on the Randy Keel Confidence Picnic Pavilion and left. Ball 4 upstairs. Brett Martinez draws the second walk, issued by Carlos Rosa, and the Kernels have Martinez aboard with 1 out, and left-handed hitting Madison Edwards at the plate. RF Micro Devices is out in left field on the Randy Keohoppen's Picnic Pavilion. NECA, the National Electrical Contractors Association, is out in left field as well. And so is Aramark from Mount Mercy College. Ball one taken outside by Madison Edwards. Madison came into the game in the 8th inning, pinch hitting for Brad Kuhn yesterday, and he singled leading off the 8th. A chopper to second. On to second goes Martinez. Madison Edwards is thrown out as Josh Johnson, the second baseman, had no play at second, but he got Madison Edwards for the second out of the inning. A bouncer to second by Madison Edwards, a high chopper, and Brett Martinez is in scoring position for second baseman Marco Albano. Marco, 1 for 3 yesterday, was hit by a pitch leading off the 8th inning. A bouncer to second. Josh Johnson backpedaling into shallow right, gloves, and whips his throw to first, and at first pitch swinging, Marco Albano wraps out to second. The Kernels unable to get Brett Martinez home with that 2-out at-bat by their number 9 hitter, Marco Albano. No runs, no hits for the Kernels in the second. There were no B errors. The Kernels got a walk and left that runner aboard, our first stranded of the evening. We go to the top of the third with the Kernels leading Burlington 2-1. And you're listening to Kernel Baseball here on the Kernel Radio Network.
Reading stimulates a child's imagination, increases their mastery of subject matter, improves their spelling and vocabulary, and opens up new worlds of discovery. That's why Toyota Financial Services, the Gazette, and the Kernels are teaming up to encourage elementary students throughout the community to read. Kernels players will visit 38 elementary schools this spring to talk with students about the benefits of reading. Girls and boys will then be rewarded with nifty prizes for achieving reading milestones. Toyota Financial Services, the Gazette, and the Kernels, proud to stand behind our community's youth through reading.
Next up, a musical taste of Dr. Pepper. It's a new spin on an old vibe from me to you. A tasty sip of Dr. Pepper for your ears, and it starts like this.
I'm a pepper, he's a pepper, she's a pepper, we're a pepper, wouldn't you like to be a pepper?
Now that's cool, but pepper is a little better. So let's slide in a taste of this.
I'm a pepper,
Right on. But there's still more to it. I mean, there's nothing like it, because every sip is a chicken mashup of 23 different flavors. So for the true taste of Dr. Pepper, we dial it up even more.
I'm a pepper.
You know it. With 23 flavors mixed into one bold taste, every sip is a cool mix of music to your mouth. Woo! Dr. Pepper, there's more to it.
Stephen Merrick, making his 12th start of the year, was sensational in his last outing. That was Wednesday night at Alliant Energy Field in Clinton. He led the Kernels to a 4-2 victory, went 8 2/3, surrendered only 2 runs on 4 hits, struck out 9 in that 8 2/3 on Wednesday night on the road, and walked only 1. Top of the order for the Bees here in the top half of the third inning, 2-1 Kernels. Josh Johnson looks at a change-up downstairs, ball 1. I was mentioning earlier, Burlington added 5 points to their team batting average with their 18 hits yesterday. They went from 227 to 232 as Johnson takes strike 1 on the outside corner. The Bees hitting 244 on the road, 216 at home, yet they have a 15-10 record at home. And a change-up is low for ball 2 to Johnson. Josh, wearing a bright royal blue batting helmet, wears a pair of royal blue batting gloves. And smokes it hard past a diving Dallas Morris at third, getting it back in Madison Edwards, and Josh Johnson is 2 for 2. Well, he singled his first 2 times up yesterday. Man, did he ever lace one hard just to the left of the diving third baseman, Dallas Morris, into left field, and Josh Johnson has the Bees' 4th hit of the game. Jeremy Jerschley, who struck out in the first, will now bat for the second time. Let's see if Johnson will be doing some running. He stole second in the first inning, but was stranded. He's not going, and ball 1 just about hit Jeremy Jerschley, a fastball. Jerschley's only 5'9", weighs 195. 30th round pick by Kansas City, and look out, he hits a tailing extra base hit into the right field corner, and let's see if Josh Johnson can motor home with the game-tying run. Jim Gabella's waving him home. The relay throw by Trumbo way over the plate, and Stephen Merrick was backing up the play and scoring to tie the game on a Jeremy Jersley triple is Josh Johnson. Wow. Mark Trumbo, the cutoff man, had a play at the plate, and his throw went over the head of Brett Martinez. Josh Johnson scores to make it 2-2 on the Jeremy Jersley triple down the right field line. 5 hits already for Burlington tonight. So the Colonel 2-0 lead is now kaput, and the Bees have a great chance to take the lead with Jersley at third and nobody out. Colonel infielders are in at the corners. Stephen Merrick's breaking ball is high, ball 1. Not sure if a good throw by Mark Trumbo would have gotten Josh Johnson, but it's a moot point now because it sailed over Brett's head. Here's a high fly ball into right. Jordan Renz will have a play at the plate. Jordan makes the catch. The runner tags. Here's the throw home, and it's not in time. Burlington leads it 3-2. Terrific throw by Renz, but sliding in just ahead of the tag of Brett Martinez to make it 3-2 Bees was Jeremy Jersley. Boy, does Burlington play very good, fundamentally sound baseball. They've come back from a 2-0 hole, and with 1 in the second and 2 here in the third, the Bees lead it 3-2. Boy, did Jordan Renz throw strong to the plate, just to the first base side of the dish. Otherwise, Brett Martinez might have had a chance to block the plate and prevent Jersley the go-ahead run from scoring. Miguel Vega, the cleanup batter for the Bees, bounces one softly foul down the left field line. 0-1. Well, Burlington is really giving us fits in this series. They're 2 games above 500, and they were trailing here tonight 2-0 after 1 inning, but they're back in front 3-2. Ball 1 inside to Vega. Now Miguel swings at a good changeup and misses. Strike 2. Boy, we've been spoiled so much by Nick Adenhart and Stephen Merrick that we kind of expect them to go out and win every game, and you can't do that. That's unfair. Swinging a foul on the 1-2 delivery straight back. And the count is still 1-2 strikes to Miguel Vega. The RBI by Mario Lasson, his team-high 33rd for Burlington. Vega goes the other way and lifts it foul high up into the backstop. 3-2 Bees. We're in the top of the third inning. On a super night for baseball. Breaking pitch, swung on and missed by Vega. That's the 4th strikeout of the game for Stephen Merrick. And 2 gone, nobody on. And Brady Everett, the batter. Brady single to left, just beyond the reach of third baseman Dallas Morris, a broken bat looper, and Brady scored on a 2-out single to right by the number 8 hitter Jeff Howell in the second inning. Brady Everett, right-handed hitter, straightaway stance, and a curveball is in at the knees to Everett. Strike 1. After our 4-game trip to Davenport, a commuter, we're back at home. Here's a high pop foul over the backstop, and that puts the batter in the hole. Brady Everett 0-2. We're back at home this Friday night against Fort Wayne. We play the Wizards. Check that. This Saturday night we're at home against Fort Wayne this Saturday night. Bank of the West fireworks. The gates open at 6. The game starts at 7 on Saturday. A 7 o'clock start against Fort Wayne this Saturday. And Bank of the West will sponsor fireworks. A changeup skips to the backstop. Ball 1 to Everett. Now a ground ball or a line drive, ankle high, shoots right back up the middle, barely missed Stephen Merrick, and it's into center field, and the Bees are hitting the ball hard, hard, hard. This is a team batting .232. They had 18 hits yesterday in their 13-4 rout of the Kernels. They have 6 hits already in 2 2/3 innings tonight. Brady Everett, 2 for 2, adds to his .370 average. Carlos Arroyo bounced out to shallow second his first time up. Ball one high and away. Carlos was originally drafted by the Mariners, and he played in this league for the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers, hit .273 in 2003, then spent 2 years in the California League, and the Mariners released him, even though he hit .323 in 2004 and .313 last year. Strike one on the outside corner evens the count to the left-handed batter, Carlos Arroyo, who's now 25 years old. And a changeup low and outside for ball 2. Man, you hit .323 and .313 in the California League, and your parent club, the Mariners, releases you. That's hard to believe. The left-handed batter grounds one sharply through the right side into right field for another hit. Stopping at second was Brady Everett, and Stephen Merrick's had a tough time here tonight, cooling off the red-hot Bee bats. Burlington now has 7 hits, and here comes Kernan Ronan. He'll have a heart-to-heart conversation with Stephen Merrick, and this heart-to-heart conversation between the Colonel pitching coach and Stephen Merrick is brought to you by Mercy Medical Center. You owe it to yourself and the people who love you to find out what your risk of heart disease is with a $35 heart-to-heart screening from Mercy Medical Center. That heart-to-heart screening is quick, easy, and convenient, and it could save your life. To schedule a heart-to-heart screening for Mercy Medical Center, call Mercy 398-6821, 398-6821, and the Mercy Medical Center heart-to-heart conversation between Colonel pitching coach Kernan Ronan and hurler Stephen Merrick has ended in 2 on, 2 out for the Bees for Jose Duarte. Duarte, a right-handed batter. Dangerous because he's 7 for 14 in this series. There's a curveball outside, ball 1. Duarte hitting .287. It's 3-2 Burlington, and the Bees have 2 on and 2 out here in the top of the 3rd inning. There's a fastball in on the inside corner, and it evens the count to Duarte, 1-1. Boy, the Bees take a lot more pitches than we do. Burlington's much more selective at the plate. Duarte is from Venezuela. He's 21 years old, and he rolls one to third. Dallas Morris throws to second just in time, leading Marco Albano for the force out of Carlos Arroyo. Boy, that was close as Marco was late getting to the base. But Dallas Morris led him perfectly. Burlington strikes for a pair to take the lead. 2 runs on 4 hits. There were no Colonel errors, and the Bees leave a pair. They've stranded 4. We go to the bottom of the 3rd inning with the Colonels now trailing Burlington 3-2, and you're enjoying Colonel Baseball on the Colonel Radio Network.
Who's that cool cooking man? King of the grill, who's your patio?
It's time for Clement's Great Grill Challenge. If someone asks you, what's cooking, Daddy-O, tell them Clement's is always lean and juicy. The other guys have more fat, more flare-ups, and shrinking taste. Avoid unnecessary flare-ups. Never substitute fat for flavor. Always grill Clement's.
King of the grill, man. The grill's hot, he's cool. Who's your patio?
June is Perennial Gardening Month at Peck's Flower and Garden Shop. Peck's Flower Shop and Garden Center is your perennial plant expert with the best selection in town. Start your lasting perennial garden with Peck's great variety of new and all-time favorite perennials. From Peck's selection of quality perennials, they'll help you select the right perennials for your garden or yard. Each week during this month of June, Peck's will feature a perennial plant available for a special price. Be sure to look for this week's featured perennial as you stroll through Peck's many acres of plants and flowers. Stop by to visit the plant people at Peck's as you start your perennial garden or add to your existing garden. Peck's Flower Shop and Garden Center. They're celebrating 50 years of growing with our community, and Peck's is located at the corner of Blair's Ferry and Edgewood Road Northeast. Peck's is open until 8 o'clock on weeknights and until 5 o'clock on weekends. Kernels trail by a run and send their leadoff batter, Brad Kuhn, to the plate. Here in the bottom of the third, 3-2 Burlington. Brad grounded out to second his first time up. Kuhn fakes a bunt, and ball one is downstairs, a fastball from Carlos Rosa. Mario Lasone is playing well off the line at third, and he's shallow. Strike one called at the knees to Brad Kuhn. The lights have been turned on here. Perhaps that's what Burlington manager Jim Gabella walked out to the plate umpire to suggest he do last Colonel at bat. Strike two to Kuhn. That was a fastball at the knees. Now Mario Lasone, 20 feet off the line, backs up at third base. He's a few feet behind the bag, but 20 to 25 feet off the line. That means the Bees think Kuhn can pull it. A fastball is upstairs, and it's 2-2 to Brad. Ethan Santana in left, Jose Duarte in center, Carlos Arroyo in right for Burlington. Strike three called to Brad Kuhn, and that's the second strikeout of the game for Carlos Arroyo, is a fastball at the knees. Heinle Stacia has a hit tonight. He singled his first time up and scored on Flip Whipke's 2-out, 2-run double over Jose Duarte's head in center. Strike one called. It's a regular pattern now for Carlos Rosa. He's getting his first pitches over, and he's working quickly and confidently. Rosa thrust his hands over his head going into his full windup, but time was called. A ground ball smacked up the middle. That's a hit for Heinle Stacia. Heinle's 2 for 2. Heinle Stacia wrapped it solidly right underneath the feet of the pitcher. That's where Heinle stroked it hard into center in the first inning. Heinle Stacia's 2 for 2. And the Kernels have the tying run at first with one out here in the bottom of the third inning. Here's Dallas Morris. Dallas has a slightly open stance. He goes the other way and cues the pitch foul into the Papa John's Plaza, strike one. Stacia has 8 steals in 15 tries. The Kernels lead Quad Cities by 1 stolen base in that category. We open up the four-game series with the swing tomorrow. Again, the game will be on 1450 KMRY, and we'll greet you at 6:40 with our South Slope Communications Triple Play Show. Our guest will be Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim roving hitting instructor Ty Van Berkelio. Ball one upstairs to Dallas Morris. Stacia at first, one away, bottom of the third inning. Rosa set. The pitch is lifted into center. It sends Jose Duarte back, and in front of the track, Duarte has it, 385 feet away. Duarte misjudged that ball off the bat of Dallas Morris and stroked it high, or Duarte rather broke in, and then had to backpedal just in time. He caught it. Well, we promised you that on Indian Creek Elementary School night that Taylor Yoke would be with us, and I think our assistant Sonia Massey has set Taylor up to visit with us. Taylor Yoke, great to have you. How you doing?
Good.
School got out Friday, right?
Yep.
All right. Well, I'll tell you, Mrs. Monroe did a great job working with the Kernels and all of your folks at Indian Creek. I think you have about 200 people here, Taylor.
Wow.
Where are you sitting?
I'm sitting kind of down by the grass area.
Great. Well, that's a fun place to be. A lot of foul balls go down there.
Mm-hmm.
Here's ball one low to Jordan Renz. Well, Taylor, I'm going to guess you're a fourth grader.
No, yeah, I'm going into 3rd grade.
You're going,
I mean 4th.
You're going into 4th. Well, that's great. And that's a fun time because you're just about to the point where everything's still fun to learn, but you've also learned a lot already. So, yeah, Indian Creek has a great reputation. Who was your teacher this past year?
Mrs. Cleveland.
Mrs. Cleveland, okay. And then do you know who you'll have this coming fall?
No, not yet.
Okay. 1-1 to Renz, a throw to first. Well, Taylor Yoke, we've got to ask you about that Texas Longhorn cap you're wearing. Any significance to that?
Yeah, they're one of my favorite teams.
Football, baseball, basketball?
Just in about every sport.
Wow. Now, how does a kid from eastern Iowa become a Texas Longhorn fan?
Well, I'm a Iowa State fan and Texas Longhorn
Big 12, sure.
Yep.
Well, that makes sense. I'm going to throw out a name to you in a moment, Taylor. The 1-1 to Renz, high, ball 2. The Kernels have Stacia first, 2 away. We're in the bottom of the 3rd here on Indian Creek Elementary School night. Taylor Yoke is with us, a 4th grader. And Jordan Renz is ahead in the count, 2 balls, 1 strike. Carlos Rosa fires one just outside, and Jordan's ahead, 3-1. Does the name Quan Cosby ring a bell to you, Taylor?
No.
Well, as a Texas Longhorn fan, I'll give you a little bit of a summary about a great kid who played here 2 years for the Kernels, Quan Cosby. He was our center fielder the last 2 seasons. The 3-1 misses away, ball 4, and that's the 3rd walk that the Kernels have built out of right-hander Carlos Rosa. 1st and 2nd, 2 out, and the Colonel hottest hitter, Flint Whipke at the plate. But first, Steve Luber, the pitching coach of the Bees, will stride out to the hill. Quan was our center fielder. Taylor, he's from the state of Texas. He played baseball 5 years in the Angel organization, the last 2 here in Cedar Rapids. He decided to retire from baseball. He was 21 years old. He signed a contract for almost $1 million to play for the Angels, and he did real well, but he didn't know if he'd make it to the big leagues, so he retired, and he played for the Longhorns last year. Now, do you remember the national title game?
No, I don't watch much of college baseball.
Okay, you remember the national title game in football with Vince Young?
Yeah.
Didn't they play USC?
Yep.
On the winning drive wasn't that the Rose Bowl this year?
Yeah, I think so.
Quan Cosby caught 2 of Vince Young's passes on the winning drive. Isn't that something?
Yeah.
To go from professional baseball and then succeed. Now Quan has the national championship. Have you ever been down to Austin?
No.
But you've been over to Ames, I bet.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're a Cyclone fan, Taylor. I love the Cyclones. I'm not from the state of Iowa, so I can say that. Sonia Massey's needling me because Sonia is at the University of Iowa. So I'm not allowed to say I love the Cyclones, but put it this way, I think the world of Dan McCarney. Flint takes ball 1. Now a fastball downstairs for ball 2. Well, Taylor, what do you have planned for this summer?
Well, pretty much just mostly swimming at the pool.
Cool. That's great. Indian Creek, we'll have you tell us what pool is near Indian Creek. Ball 3 outside to Flint. Where do you enjoy going to swim?
Mostly I go to the Marion pool, but I also like going to the Monticello pool a lot. That was really fun.
The water park up there. I've heard about the Monticello pool. It's worth the drive, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
The 3-0 to Flint. Low, ball 4. They're loaded up for Mark Trumbo. With the Kernels trailing 3-2 here in the bottom of the 3rd. Carlos Rosa has issued a pair of walks with 2 out to Renz and Whipke, and now Mark Trumbo, who was 4 for 5 yesterday, including his 8th home run of the year. Mark Trumbo has a chance with 2 out to tie the game or perhaps give the Kernels the lead. Mark is only 20 years old. He's from Anaheim, and ball 1 outside. Remember, Steve Luber has already visited the Hill, the B pitching coach, so he cannot go back out. Mark pops one up to shallow 3rd. The pitcher cuts in front of the 3rd baseman and catches it. Well, Mark Trumbo pops up to, believe it or not, the pitcher who streaked in from the mound and near the line at third, caught it in fair ground, and that ends the Colonel two-out threat here in the third inning. Mark Trumbo popping out halfway up the third baseline where the pitcher caught it. The Colonels in the third, no runs, 1 hit, 2 walks, no BRs, and the Colonels leave the bases loaded and have stranded 4. Taylor Yoke will be with us throughout the fourth inning, then we'll let him head back down with his dad and rejoin his friends. But Taylor, you'll stay another inning, won't you? All right. We go to the top of the fourth inning here on Indian Creek Elementary School night, and the Colonels trail the Bees 3-2. This is Colonel Baseball on the Colonel Radio Network.
The summer heat can be so oppressive unless you can keep your cool. Who do you call when your cooling system fails? Call on the A-Team at Ahern Plumbing and Heating. The A-Team can inspect and ensure that your cooling system is good to go when you need it most. 24 hours a day, rely on the A-Team from Ahern Plumbing and Heating. Call 393-4872. 393-4872 for Ahern Plumbing and Heating.
Advanced Systems, the leader in office technology, is like a great baseball coach when it comes to office productivity. Advanced Systems makes the most of your team. They do it with the latest technology for office productivity from Canon. They're also like a great trainer. Advanced Systems' advanced life support makes sure your office equipment runs at peak levels and fixes it fast if things go wrong. Hit it over the fence with Canon technology from Advanced Systems. Call 832-8291.
This is for the 21st century with Advanced Systems.
Coffee works when it's important to you. Coffee works, let your work shine through. Quality coffee, we do it for less. Don't settle for second best. Coffee works, computer center. Coffee works, we do it better when you think of coffee. Think of Coffee Works. Coffee works, coffee works.
Here we go to the top of the fourth inning. Burlington leads it 3-2. They overcame a Colonel 2-0 lead in the first, and Stephen Merrick brings a strike in at the knees to Jeff Howell. Well, I got to meet Taylor Yoke's father, and Taylor told me between innings he's from Indian Creek Elementary. He'll be a fourth grader this coming fall. And Taylor, you said sports is just about your favorite thing to do, right?
Definitely.
Now, your dad said you play in the Linmar Lion program. Could you explain what kind of baseball program that is?
Well, this is my first, it's a kid pitch league, and this is my first year doing that. And
have you had practice yet?
Yeah, we've had I have no clue how many practices.
Pretty many.
Quite a few, yeah.
Good. You didn't have to try out, did you?
No, we're just automatically on the team.
That's great. At your age, that's the way it should be. 1-2 now to Jeff Howell, the catcher, and he plugs one off his fist foul. Mark Trumbo racing towards the Colonel dugout. Cannot get there in time. Jeff Howell came up with a big 2-out single into right to put the Bees on the board and cut the Colonel lead to 2-1 in the second. And then the Bees scored 2 runs on 4 hits in the third, and they lead it 3-2. Jeff Yoke's taking a nice big slug of cold bottled water. Tastes good, doesn't it, Taylor?
Yeah,
It
definitely.
sure does. Well, Taylor, you said that the league allows you kids to pitch. In other words, you're beyond T-ball now.
Yeah.
That's good. That means the pitcher has some control and the catcher gets to suit up in his gear. What position do you play, or do they rotate you?
We rotate around a lot. I've pitched a couple times, and
cool.
I'm first base quite a bit.
Oh, that's neat. I'm glad that they let you rotate around. Howell takes a change up downstairs for ball 2. What's the name of your Linmar Lion team?
We're Linmar Lions Red.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's a great feeder system for Linmar. Howell on the 2-2 backs away from a 91-mile-an-hour fastball inside, and it's a full count now to Chris Howell. Stephen Merrick has not walked a batter. He struck out 4 and surrendered 3 runs on 7 hits. We're in the top of the fourth inning. Indian Creek Elementary School night here at the ballpark. The payoff pitch. Whacked foul up into the suite to our right, and down below it goes. Well, Taylor, what fields do you play on? I'm not real familiar with the Linmar district. Is there a park you go to, Thomas Park, or?
No, we just kind of play at different places. I mean, sometimes there's 45-minute drives, other times they're 2-minute drives.
Okay, well, that's good. You get that experience as well. And now, is it for kids that are going into 4th grade, or is it based on age?
Well, it's based on age. It's called 9U.
Yeah, 9 and under?
9-year-olds.
Well, 9-year-olds, okay. I'll tell you what, when I was your age, I loved Little League. But we just played in blue jeans and tennis shoes at your age, but we still had coaches and the pitchers pitched and all that. A bouncer up the middle. Heinley Stacia glides to his left and from behind second. Throws in time to get Jeff Howell. 1 out here in the Burlington 4th inning. Boy, Stephen Merrick has been forced to make a lot of pitches. He'll near his pitch limit probably by around the 6th inning. Well, Taylor, we gave away baseball cards yesterday. The Kernel baseball card sets were given away. Do you collect baseball cards?
Yeah.
Good. Do you keep them in a shoebox with rubber bands, or how do you keep track of them?
Oh, I don't really keep track of them. Well, once I have a little binder full of them, but other than that, I just have a big 3-inch pile full of them.
That's how a lot of kids do it, is they buy a binder and then just pile them up in their closet. Ball 2 is high to Ethan Santana. Santana, a left-handed batter, backs away from a pitch inside. Ball 3. 3-2 Bs. We're in the top of the 4th inning. What other sports besides baseball do you love, Taylor? You mentioned swimming.
Yeah, baseball's my favorite sport, but I also like basketball, and I used to play soccer. I don't play it as much anymore.
Sure, but you like basketball too.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do you shoot at 10-foot rims yet, or are they lower?
They're 10-foot rims.
Here's a foul off to the left, and that, I believe, runs the count full, yes, to Ethan Santana. You sure have a busy schedule, I bet, with loving sports.
Some days, yes, other days, no.
Sure. Ball 4, a fastball outside. That's the first walk that Stephen Merrick has allowed tonight. The Kernels have drawn 3 walks against B starter Carlos Rosa. Burlington has the top of their order up now. Look out, Josh Johnson has singled twice. Once to the right of Dallas Morris, once to the left of Dallas Morris, and just as I suspected, Stephen Merrick's pitch count has risen to the point that Tim DeJurgis and Tim Madison are going down to start the throw in the Colonel right field bullpen. Throw to first, and Josh Johnson back safely. Well, Taylor, I'll tell you how much I used to love baseball. Is I'd go out and for hours throw what was called a rubber-coated ball off of a brick wall, pretending like I was the pitcher, and it would ricochet back to me. Do kids still enjoy doing that kind of stuff, just going outside and throwing the ball up against the wall?
Now they're coming out with little bouncy things and pitching things that you throw it at like a screen or something, and it bounces back to you.
Yeah, we had that when I was a kid. My mom ordered out of the Sears catalog. The only thing I wasn't accurate enough to hit the rectangular net was made for a better pitcher than me, and if you missed it, the ball would roll forever. But I know what you're talking about. Here's a changeup outside to Josh Johnson. How about your love of the Cyclones? Do you make it over to at least one football game every fall, Taylor?
Usually we always go to the first game of the season.
Cool.
I think it's the first game against UNI Panthers.
Oh, yeah.
But this year I don't think that they played them, and we didn't go to a football game, but we went to a basketball game.
You did. Man, you got to see Blaylock and Stinson. Those are 2 great guards. A throw to first and the runner back. Stephen Merrick has really had to labor here tonight. His pitch count has soared as the Bees lead at 3-2. It's 1-1 to Josh Johnson, the switch hitter, batting left, who's 2 for 2 tonight. 3-2 Bees, 1 on, 1 out, and a backdoor curve is outside, ball 2. You can just see by Stephen's body language that he is really toiling out there. Nothing's coming easy for him because of his elevated pitch count. Ethan Santana has very good speed. My guess is he'll be running on this 2-1 delivery. So Merrick throws over there, and Ethan's back standing up. Tim Madison is the Colonel warming up down the right field line. The runner goes, and a ground ball to the left side, backhanded by Stacia, throws out the batter. Another athletic, acrobatic play by Heinley Stacia. Oh, the Bees were within a whisker of executing a beautifully hit-and-run single. Heinley Stacia was dashing to his left to cover second as Ethan Santana was running. The batter, Josh Johnson, hit the ball into the hole. It was headed towards left field. Stacia slammed on the brakes, reversed his direction, backhanded the slow roller, and threw out Josh Johnson for the second out here in the B fourth inning. And now the batter takes a curve inside, Jeremy Jerschley. Colonel Assistant Sonia Massey, I'm going to ask you to write your cousin's name down for me on that card, since it's such a unique one. Here's a breaking pitch for a strike, and it's 1-1. Taylor Yoke is here. Taylor, what does your dad do? He went to Iowa State.
Yeah, he's a safety director at Bowker Mechanical Services.
Oh, sure. Now, is that Bowker?
Yeah.
Yes, they helped build the ice arena, I think.
Yep.
Now, have you been to a Rough Rider game?
Yeah, I've been to quite a few.
That's great. I'll tell you what. Your dad has sure done a great job bringing you up. I hope you're enjoying this.
I definitely am.
Well, that's super. The 2-1. High and away, ball 3. Jeremy Jerschley has struck out and tripled home a run. We're visiting with Taylor Yoke from Indian Creek Elementary School. Taylor loves baseball. He plays in the Linn-Mar Lions 9U program, enjoys basketball, is a huge Cyclone fan, and a Texas Longhorn fan. A Baltimore chopper on 2 hops to short. Stacia gloves, throws high, but just in time gets Jeremy Jerschley. I'm telling you, folks, Heinley Stacia, in my opinion, is the best shortstop in the Midwest League. He has really played well the first 2 months of the year. No runs for the Bees in the fourth. We may have seen the last of Stephen Merrick because of his elevated pitch count. No hits or walk. There were no Colonel errors. The Bees strand a runner and have left 5. We'll enjoy another half inning with Taylor Yoke from Indian Creek Elementary School. As we go to the home half of the fourth, Burlington leads the Kernels 3-2. And you're listening to Colonel Baseball on the Colonel Radio Network.
Fairfax State Savings Bank is paying you to come to the ballpark every Wednesday this season. You heard right. Fairfax State Savings Bank is paying you to come to Veterans Memorial Stadium every Wednesday this season. The first 750 of you Colonel fans to enter the gates before Wednesday's home game will receive an envelope full of money inside from Fairfax State Savings Bank. Each of those 750 envelopes will contain a greenback up to a $100 bill. Fairfax State Savings Bank, free money Wednesdays. Come early to line your pocket with cash.
Meet Jim. When it's nice out, he spends weekends in his yard trying to kill weeds.
Gotcha.
Meet Dave. He spends weekends on the green. That's because Greg's Lawn Service takes care of his lawn. Mowing, fertilizing, pruning, and, weed control. Greg does the big jobs, too. Landscaping, retaining walls, curb edging, and patios. So when you've had enough of those little devils...
Yes.
Call 393-0101. Greg's Lawn Service, a cut above the rest.
Hi, I'm Tanya Sedlock, your local Pekin insurance agent at Andrews Insurance here in Cedar Rapids. We all know how quickly life can change. You buy a new car or a new home. Your family's blessed with a new baby. Your teenager starts driving the family car. I'm here to help with a complete line of insurance plans to give you protection when you need it the most. Pekin Insurance has been in business of insuring people for 85 years. I'm here to put your interests first. Please visit me, Tanya Sedlock, at the Andrews Agency.
Taylor Yoke's father, Bob, works at Bowker Construction Company or Bowker Engineering. Here's a high pop foul and out down the right field line off the bat of Brett Martinez. 3-2 Bees. We're in the bottom of the fourth inning. Taylor Yoke is here with his dad, Bob, and Taylor's from Indian Creek Elementary School. Humpback liner is a Texas League single over the head of Josh Johnson at second into right center, and the center fielder Duarte retrieves it. Brett Martinez reaches base for the second time, and the Kernels have the go-ahead run at first with nobody out here in the fourth inning. Well, Taylor, your principal, Mrs. Monroe, is such a wonderful person. You know what I like about her? She has energy. She's always enthusiastic. Would you agree? The runner goes, and a bouncer to second. The only play for Josh Johnson is to take the high bouncer off the bat of Madison Edwards and throw Madison out. And the Kernels, on a hit and run, have Martinez at second. Madison Edwards, with a good piece of hitting, gets Martinez to second base. Does Mrs. Monroe come into... Taylor, I'm going to lift your mic just slightly. There you go. Does Mrs. Monroe make the rounds and duck her head into your classes, or does she mainly communicate with you through the...
Intercom?
Yes.
She does about both about the same amount of times.
Yeah. She's a super lady, isn't she?
Mm-hmm.
I know she really led the... Here's a ground ball, fair! Pass first into the right field corner by Marco Albano. Racing around third with the tying run is Brett Martinez. Albano with a stand-up double pass first, and that ties the game 3-3 here in the fourth inning on Indian Creek Elementary School night. Marco Albano laced it hard on the ground, past first base, into the right field corner. Brett Martinez scores. It's Marco's fourth double of the year. And the Kernels have a runner at second, the go-ahead run with one out, a chance to take the lead. Here in the bottom of the fourth inning, the Kernels have tied it on the Marco Albano ground ball double, hit hard, pass first into right. Brad Kuhn takes strike one called. Taylor, are you a right-handed batter or lefty?
I used to be a switch hitter, but now I'm just right.
Okay, well, I commend you for switch hitting. Man, that's a tough skill to learn. Brad Kuhn, 0-for-2 on a 1-1 pitch. Darts out of the way. It was inside, ball 2. Now, the World Cup is coming up. I saw an article on it, Taylor, in the Gazette yesterday, I think. I'll ask my question in a moment. The 2-1 to Kuhn is stroked up the first base line. The pitcher picks it up, boots it, fair ball. Here comes the runner trying to score. He is out. And an argument will ensue. Marco Albano called out at the plate, and Bobby Magallanes will come in to argue. Marco tried to score as the pitcher booted the ball. It'll likely be an error, or perhaps a hit will be rewarded to Kuhn, and the Kernels lose a runner at the plate. It was a bang-bang play. And I'm going to tell you, Taylor, I honestly thought that Marco was out unless he got his foot in on that outer edge of the plate before the catcher tagged him. What did you think?
I think that he's probably safe from what I saw.
Yeah, it was close. Sonia? Okay, I know this. I thought the throw beat him. Bob Yoke, do you think Albano's slide, it was a great slide, feet first, do you think, as Bobby Magallanes continues to argue with the plate umpire, what did you think, Bob? Okay, 3 safes to 1 out, and so he must have been safe. Unfortunately, we can't see it on the Rockwell Collins game link. That would be considered unsportsmanlike and taboo, and Bobby is still arguing with the plate umpire. The Kernels have Kuhn at first. They have credited Brad with a base hit. Why the pitcher, Carlos Rosa, I think he thought he could pick it up and tag Kuhn out. He picked it up and then kicked it out of his glove into foul ground. He then retrieved it and threw home. It went 1-2 as Marco Albano was called out at the plate.
Credit Kuhn with a base hit. More Albano out 1-2 at the plate.
And now Heinle Stacia, who's 2-for-2 tonight, will bat. We're tied here in the fourth inning. 3-3. It looks more and more like Tim Madison's going to come into the game in the top of the fifth inning. Boy, Taylor, that was a close play.
Yeah.
Very close play. And if you'll notice, Bobby Magallanes, by his body language, Bobby's only been kicked out of 1 game in 3. This is his 3rd year managing us, Taylor. He'll argue, but he will not use profanity, nor will he kick dirt on the umpire. You don't do that kind of stuff. But Bobby had a legitimate gripe. A pitch low, the throw to second, and Kuhn is safe. Brad Kuhn is safe on a head-first slide as Stacia took a pitch low for ball 1. It's Brad's 18th stolen base of the year, and Brad may take over sole possession of the league lead in that department. And now a base hit by Stacia would likely give the Kernels the lead here in this bottom of the fourth inning. We're tied 3-3. The right-hander steps off. Tim Madison is warming up in the Kernel right field bullpen. Here's the 1-0 to Heinle. Low, ball 2. Well, Taylor, if there's one thing you could do this summer and you're not sure you're going to be able to do it, for instance, a vacation somewhere or a special event, we'll ask you that question in just a moment. The 2-0. Strike one on the outside corner. What would you like to do that you're not sure is in the plans for this summer?
Actually, I'm pretty sure that we're going to do this, but I'd like to go see my Uncle Jason in Denver, Colorado.
Oh, man, I have cousins galore in Denver. No wonder you want to go there. You've been there, haven't you?
Yeah, I've been there once.
Isn't it a great city?
Definitely.
What's your uncle do?
He works at a golf course.
Wow. That is neat. The 2-1 to the switch-hitting Kernel shortstop. Low, ball 3. Yeah, Denver is a lot of fun. Summer, fall, winter, spring, whenever you go, there's always something to do in Denver. Ball 4! Heinle Stacia reaches for the third time in a row, and the Kernels have drawn 4 walks off this 21-year-old right-hander. Let's see if the Bees dispatch someone to their bullpen. One of their reserve catchers is stirring, and I think Burlington's going to get a pitcher up and throwing in their left field bullpen. Dallas Morris could give the Kernels the lead in this 3-3 game. I want to welcome Rania Shaheen to our broadcast booth. She's the cousin of Colonel Assistant Sonia Massey, and Rania works at the Starlight on First Avenue. Rania, they have the best hamburgers in town, don't they? Have you ever been there, Bob? Starlight?
I'll definitely agree with the good burgers part.
All right, Taylor. Well, we'll send the testimonial advertising check to Jim. Here's a high fly ball into right, but it's tracked by Carlos Arroyo, who comes in a few steps and gloves it for the out. In the Kernel fourth inning, 1 run on 3 hits. A man lost at the plate, a walk. There were no B errors, and the Kernels leave 2 aboard and have stranded 6. Well, Taylor, I'll tell you what, you've got the makings of a great color man or play-by-play broadcaster. Is that something you'd like to pursue when you get a little older?
Maybe.
I think you like sports enough.
Yeah.
But it was a pleasure having you. You were polite, you were courteous, you added a lot to the broadcast in terms of fun. I know our listeners enjoyed hearing from you. Have a great summer. Good luck. Well, thank you. Good luck to your Cyclones and your Longhorns.
Thanks.
And I hope you get a foul ball tonight.
Thanks.
That's Taylor Yoke, his father Bob here from Bowker Engineering. Taylor, have a great time.
Thank you.
Thank you. We go to the top of the 5th inning with the Kernels and Bees tied at 3. This is Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
There's a lot you can do to satisfy your taste for Italian. You can marry one. You can drive one. Or you can go to Zio Giano's and feast on Zio's homemade bread, pizzas, and pasta, authentically prepared in Zio Giano's famous Italian style. Zio Giano's for the hometown taste of Italy.
Come to Zio Giano's, the pasta makes you Zio. Come to Zio Giano's for real Italiano. Come to Zio Giano's, the pasta makes
What do I get at Cost Cutters? Hey, my hair is my trademark. I gotta be able to count on a good cut and stuff to keep my hair looking thick, even if it's not.
I get a good cut, no long wait, a smile, and a little something left over in my wallet.
I get little trims that keep my hair long and healthy, and stuff to make it loose and curly one day, straight and sassy the next.
With expert stylists trained in the latest trends and techniques and your favorite professional styling and hair care products, you'll always get what you're looking for at Cost Cutters. At Cost Cutters, you can always count on convenient, affordable, professional care and products that help you create just the style you want. At Cost Cutters, you'll always get a little more.
What do I get at Cost Cutters? A slick, clean cut, great highlights, and a little wink from the hottest stylist I've ever seen.
What you're looking for, just yourself.
A 3-3 game as Stephen Merrick is lifted. We have a call to the Colonel bullpen heading to the 5th. It's sponsored by U.S. Cellular. Get your wireless relief with Call Me Minutes only from U.S. Cellular. Stephen Merrick goes 4 innings this evening. He cannot win. He cannot lose. Stephen surrendered 3 runs in 4 innings on 7 Burlington hits. The Colonel right-hander struck out 4 and walked only 1. Tim Madison is on for the Colonels, and he's coming off a great performance Tuesday in a Colonel extra inning win in Clinton. He also pitched a scoreless inning here on Saturday night in the Colonel 3-1 loss to Burlington. Ball 1 low and outside to the leadoff batter, Mario Lasone, and now a changeup, a big swing and a miss by Lasone. Tim Madison pitched 3 scoreless innings Tuesday night in Clinton in the Colonel 13-inning victory, and that earned him a win. The 1-1 is just low. Tim's record 2-3. He has 2 saves. Madison pitched a scoreless inning here Saturday night, struck out 1, walked none, and gave up no hits. The 2-1 to Lasone. High, and that's ball 3. Tim has pitched 25 innings, allowed 30 hits, struck out 18, walked 4, and the league hitting .306 against Tim Madison. Swing and a miss by Mario Lasone, and that runs the count full. Again, Stephen Merrick, 4 innings pitched, yielded 3 runs on 7 hits, struck out 4, walked 1. He had to make a lot of pitches. A changeup in the dirt, and Tim Madison has lost Mario Lasone on a 3-2 delivery. Lasone draws a leadoff walk here in the 5th inning. Well, let's just put that behind us and pretend like Mario singled his way on. You certainly don't want to walk the leadoff batter. Miguel Vega struck out twice against Stephen Merrick. Look out, a line drive knocked down by Madison. Throws to second, out, station to first, not in time. Tim Madison is going to be checked out by the Colonel trainer, Eric Munson, and Kernan Ronan. A line drive hit Tim in the midsection. He's trying to walk it off between the mound and second. Now Bobby Magallanes joins the Colonel care squad between the mound and second. Tim Madison was drilled in the midsection, and I know his wife Cassandra's listening. Cassandra, Tim is doing fine. He's standing up. He may have had the wind knocked out of him. He had enough courage to pick up the line smash off his chest, throw to second for the force out of Lasone. It went 1-6. Statia's throw to first, not in time to get Miguel Vega. And if Tim has to be lifted from this game, the Colonel relief pitcher will be given enough time, or as much time as needed to warm up. But let's see if Tim can stay in there. A line drive smash into Tim's upper body, and he looked pretty good on his first warm-up pitch. Tim is going to try to stay in this game, I think. There's the second one that looked good. Tim Madison out of the University of South Florida. His wife Cassandra tuned in because you can listen to all the Colonel games by logging on to www.kernels.com, our website, www.kernels.com, KERNELS.com. Had a nice talk with Rick Sellers of KMRY this afternoon, and he gave me a good pointer. He said, John, whenever you refer to somebody tuned in down in Florida or in Australia or in Alaska, let the local listeners know how those folks can be listening. It's not because of the overpowering signal strength of KCRG or KMRY. It's because you can hear the games on the Internet, on our website, www.kernels.com. Brady Everett is 2 for 2. Go ahead, run it first, 1 out. Here in the top of the 5th inning, 3-3 the score. Tim's changeup is low for ball 1. Tim Madison is a husky right-hander, round-shouldered. Just a delightful fella. The 1-0. Missed just outside a fastball. 2-0 to Brady Everett. This guy is really torrid with the bat in 13 games, hitting .370, and Everett's 2 for 2 tonight. Let's see if Miguel Vega is running on this 2-0 pitch. He's not. And it's a fastball in for a strike on the outside corner. Tim's best friend, Tim DeJurgis, accompanied myself and the Cedar Rapids Gazette, Toyota Financial Services, to 2 schools this morning. A swing and a changeup and a tip foul for strike 2. Tim DeJurgis was with us at Erskine Elementary School, where Principal Amy Kortmeyer welcomed us in. And then it was on to Pierce Elementary School to promote the 8th Annual Toyota Financial Services Cedar Rapids Gazette, Culver's Frozen Custard and Butterburgers, Bloomsbury Farm Summer Reading Program. A 2-2 pitch is driven high and foul down the right field line. Brady Everett, right-handed batter, at the plate. Kernels 3, Bees 3 here in the top of the 5th inning. Brady Everett bats from a low crouch, lays off a Tim Madison curve outside for ball 3. Now I would expect that Burlington manager Jim Gabella sends the runner at first, Miguel Vega. How about a strike him out, throw him out double play to end this inning? There goes the runner, and a hard swing by the right-handed batter. He fouls it right at his feet, and the count remains full. We may get that strike him out, throw him out double play. Before the game tonight, Cooper Power Systems enjoyed a pregame picnic. Cooper Power Systems. Vega not running, a throw to first. And, well, we don't know that Vega's not running. He's chased back to first. Brady Everett on the payoff pitch with the runner going. Skies it into right center. Jordan Renz a long way to go into deep right center. Jordan collides with Kuhn. Kuhn is hurt. Now Brad's up. Jordan caught it, and we have had a number of collisions between Kernel outfielders. That should not happen. Brady Everett made a bid for an extra base hit, and it was turned aside. In deep right center it looked like Renz butted chins with Brad Kuhn. Brad went down in a heap. He's back up now, walking back to center. 2 gone, and what a big out recorded by Tim Madison. Renz rammed into to Brad Kuhn. Brad got up immediately and said he was all right. Ball 1, down and in to Carlos Arroyo. Carlos is hitting .260, no home runs, 18 RBIs. Arroyo is grounded to shallow second and singled to right. Holds his white ash bat like a Roman candle and bunts. That's going to be a bunt single. Tim Madison bare hands, throws low, and it's a bunt single. Not in time was Madison's throw to first. Carlos Arroyo with a rare 2-out bunt single. You just don't see that done too often in the modern game. We salute Carlos Arroyo as he deadened the ball beautifully, and it rolled between the mound and third base. Tim Madison pounced on it with his bare hand, threw low and late to first, and it's first and second, 2 out for Jose Duarte. The Bees, trying to take the lead here in the top of the 5th inning, have runners at first and second with 2 out. Dangerous hitter, right-handed batting Jose Duarte at the plate. Jose is built very lightly, 5'9", 160. The Bees are threatening with 2 out here in the top of the 5th inning in a 3-3 game. Duarte loops it into right. Jordan Renz comes in and has it. Tim Madison gets Jose Duarte to fly to right. And despite walking a man and giving up a bunt single and taking a line drive off his chest, Tim Madison prevents Burlington from scoring in the 5th. No runs for the Bees. 1 hit, a bunt single, a walk. There were no Kernel errors. The Bees leave a pair. They've stranded 7. The Kernels have left 6. And as we go to the lower half of the 5th, here at the ballpark on Indian Creek Elementary School night, Kernels and Bees tied at 3. You're enjoying Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
Honey, don't throw those cardboard boxes away.
Oh, yeah, I forgot that we're not allowed to do that. What should I do with them?
Cardboard is recyclable. Just cut the boxes up and flatten the pieces. There's some string in the garage that you can bundle the pieces up with. Make sure you use the string, though, not tape.
Okay, I cut the cardboard boxes up, flatten the pieces, and bundle them together with the string. Now what do I do with it?
Just set it out next to the blue curbside recycling box.
Remember, cardboard is not accepted as garbage. Follow the steps you heard carried out by our happy couple and recycle your cardboard.
June is Perennial Gardening Month at Peck's. Peck's Flower and Garden Shop is your perennial plant expert with the best selection in town. Start your lasting perennial garden with Peck's great variety of new and all-time favorite perennials. From Peck's selection of quality perennials, they'll help you select the right perennials for your garden or yard. Each week during the month of June, Peck's will feature a perennial plant available for a special price. Be sure to look for this week's featured perennial as you stroll through Peck's many acres of plants and flowers. The plant people at Peck's will get you started on your perennial garden or help you add to your existing garden. The plant people at Peck's. Peck's Flower Shop, Garden Center, Nursery, and Landscaping at the corner of Blair's Ferry and Edgewood Road, Northeast. Here we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Tim Madison in relief of starter Stephen Merrick pitched around trouble in the top of the 5th inning. We'll have our Springhouse trivia question for you in the top of the 6th inning in this 3-3 ball game. The Kernels broke out on top with a pair in the first. The Bees answered with 1 in the second, 2 in the third off Kernel starter Stephen Merrick, and the Kernels tied it on a double down the right field line that chased home Brett Martinez by Marco Albano. Jordan Renz takes ball 1 low. Now a swing and a foul straight back. That one right to the right of TV9 sports anchor John Campbell. John has his camera on his right shoulder. Now the 1-1 is high to Jordan Renz. Jordan, his last time up, walked. The Kernels loaded the bases with 2 out in the 3rd inning, but this starter, Carlos Rosa, got Mark Trumbo to pop out up the 3rd baseline. Rosa caught it. The 2-1 to Renz. Swing and a miss, a fastball, and Jordan was just a little late getting around on that one. Hey, we haven't mentioned our guest out on the Westdale Mall, Mix 96.5 FM, Whirling Waters Home Run Hot Tub. A high pop foul. The catcher, Jeff Howell, comes back, and it almost hit one of the Burlington pitchers charting behind home plate. He'll give it to a youngster for that lifetime honorary Kernel contract and that free spaghetti dinner to Zio Giano's. Out in the Westdale Mall, Mix 96.5 FM, Whirling Waters Home Run Hot Tub is Ryan Pierce. Ryan Pierce. Here's a deep drive to left, way back at the wall, it may go! Adios for Jordan Renz! And the Kernels lead it 4-3 here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Number 13 for Jordan. It's Jordan Renz's 3rd home run of the series. It's his 13th of the year, and PRC, in their Home Runs for the Hungry campaign, has now donated another $25 to the Haycap Food Reservoir. That's the 36th home run hit by the Kernels this season, 13 of them by Renz, and with 36 team home runs, PRC's Community Care has now donated $900 to the Haycap Food Reservoir in their Home Runs for the Hungry campaign. Flint Ripke on a 2-0 delivery pops it foul in front of the Kernel first base dugout, and coming over to glove it for the first out of the inning is Miguel Vega. Jordan Renz, with his 13th of the year, gives the Kernels a 4-3 lead here in the 5th inning. Flint Whipke follows, and Flint is retired for the first time since Saturday night as he fouls out to first. Flint was 5 for 5 yesterday. A 2-run double in the first tonight to take the Kernels to an early lead. Flint walked his next time up, and now he fouls out to first base. Strike one to Mark Trumbo. That home run surrendered by Carlos Rosa this season, just his first. Mark takes low for ball one. The home run by Renz cleared the 16-foot-high Randy Keel Confidence Picnic Pavilion sign and left by about 6 feet. Burlington has a right-hander warming up in their bullpen. Giovanni D'Amico. Mark Trumbo takes low and in for ball two. The right-hander brings another one home, and Trumbo slices it foul off to the right. The count even now to Mark, 2-2. 4-3 Kernels here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Here's a base hit lined into right for Mark Trumbo, and that for the Kernels is their 7th hit of the game. Check that. It's the Colonel 8th hit of the night. Mark Trumbo, who had 4 hits yesterday, lashed it hard, one hop in front of Carlos Arroyo, and the Colonels now have a runner at first, one out for Brett Martinez. Brett has walked, singled, and scored. Ball one low. It looks like Rosa is rushing his deliveries right now. It looks like he's in a harried state out there on the mound. 4-3 Kernels. And ball two is low to Brett Martinez. Now a strike. Brett was taking all the way. Giovanni D'Amico, the man warming up in the left field bullpen for the Bees, is 0-4 this year. But his ERA is 2.93. Strike two call to Brett Martinez. Indian Creek Elementary School night here at the ballpark, and it's 4-3 Kernels in the bottom of the 5th inning. Martinez on a 2-2 count takes the pitch low for ball three. This 21-year-old right-hander, making his 11th start of the year, Carlos Rosa, has walked 4. And his 3-2 to Martinez is popped up. The runner was going and getting back to first Trumbo in foul ground. The third baseman, about 10 feet in front of the bag in foul ground, makes the catch. Mario Lasone caught the foul pop by Brett Martinez on the 3-2 pitch. Madison Edwards is bounced out twice to second base. Madison rips one into right. That's a base hit. Mark Trumbo around second. He's going to hold on as Carlos Arroyo gets it back in. Madison Edwards thrashes a line drive into right about 6 feet off the ground, and he hit it so hard that Mark Trumbo had to stop at second. And with 2 on and 2 out, Marco Albano will bat for the third time tonight. And will he face Carlos Rosa? No, he will not. Jim Gabella marches out of the B dugout. He's going to make a pitching change. So for the second game in a row, Jim Gabella has to bring the hook out for his starter after 4 2/3 innings. Yesterday, Matt Naginski, who was given a 9-0 lead, left after 4 2/3. Tonight, Carlos Rosa will leave after 4 2/3. And in 4 2/3, Rosa has given the Kernels 4 runs on 9 hits. Rosa struck out 2 Kernels. Carlos walked 4. and Giovanni D'Amico takes over. I told you a moment ago that D'Amico has an unimpressive one-loss record, 0-4, but his ERA is good, 2.93. He has a save. D'Amico is pitching for the 13th time for Burlington, and in 27 2/3 innings, he's given up 25 hits, struck out 26 in 27 2/3, walked 7. The league hitting .243 against Giovanni D'Amico. D'Amico pitched in 35 games last year with the Bees, all in relief. He had 3 saves. He was 2-3 with a 4.66 ERA. Giovanni D'Amico, D-A-M-I-C-O, is pitching for Burlington. The Kernels have now out-hit the Bees 9-8, lead the game 4-3. Giovanni D'Amico is a broad-shouldered, 5'11", 225-pound right-hander from Venezuela. Marco Albano's double on the ground, pass first into right, tied the game at 3, back in the 4th inning. Marco bats here in the 5th inning with a chance to add to the Colonel 4-3 lead. The 4-3 lead, a result of Jordan Renz's leadoff homer, his 3rd of the series here in the 5th inning. Marco takes high, ball 1. Trumbo at second. Edwards at first. The 1-0 to Albano. High, ball 2. Good crowd on hand here this evening. We hope you'll be right back with us. Meet me at the stadium this Saturday evening. Fireworks sponsored by Bank of the West. We're home for 8 games starting this Saturday night with an off day on Wednesday, the 14th. There's a pitch high, and it's 3-0 to Marco Albano. A 3-0 pitch, and it's fouled right in front of the camera of John Campbell from TV9. John may use that on his highlight reel later this evening. The Kernels and Bobby Magianis turn Marco Albano loose on that 3-0 delivery. Marco fouls the next pitch straight back, strike 2. Albano at the plate with Trumbo at second, Edwards at first. Giovanni D'Amico, the Burlington right-handed reliever, comes set, the 3-2. Swing and a miss. Marco Albano down on strikes. The Colonels score 1 run to take the lead in the 5th on Jordan Renz's leadoff homer, his team-high 13th of the year. There were 2 other hits in the inning, 3 total, 1 run on 3 hits. There were no B errors, and the Colonels leave 2 aboard. The Kernels have stranded 8 tonight. Our Springhouse trivia question is coming up next as we head to the 6th inning, and the Kernels lead Burlington 4-3. You're tuned to Colonel Baseball here on the Colonel Radio Network.
Sylvia, you know that cruise you've always wanted?
Yeah?
Well, there it is.
That would be our house, Bob. Are you feeling all right, dear?
Well, this is so cool. Guarantee Bank will let us use the equity in our home to do just about anything we want. College tuition, a room addition, a cruise, and best of all, the interest may be tax deductible. Now do you see it? Ah, the sun, the waves, the tropical breezes.
Ooh, now I see it. It's a convertible. The sun on my face, the wind in my hair.
See your guarantee banker in Cedar Rapids, Marion, or Hiawatha, and use the equity in your home to do whatever you want, even if it's just to get out of the house.
The feel of the road, the roar of the engine.
The roar of the...
Hey, it's my kind of life. Keep your hands off my Porsche, Bobby boy.
Guarantee Bank. Your kind of life.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. Consult your tax advisor for interest deductibility. Some restrictions apply.
If you're looking to enhance your property's appearance, function, or value, make the experts at King's Materials your most reliable teammate. Retaining walls? You bet. Custom patios? Bingo. Walkways and steps?
King's Material says yes. King's Material has all the bricks, concrete, and stone elements to make your landscaping, masonry, and architectural projects become a reality. To view the astonishing array of beautiful and innovative products King's Material can bring to your home, yard, or business, visit King's online at kingsmaterial.com.
Leading off, number 8, catcher, Jeff Howell.
Jeff Howell, the catcher, leads off against Tim Madison. Ball 1 low. 4-3 Kernels here in the top of the 6th inning. Springhouse trivia question brought to you as always by the Springhouse. Swing and a miss by the right-handed hitting catcher, Jeff Howell. Howell has an RBI single tonight. He's 1 for 2. Lester Schmitz at the Springhouse is proud to offer now a lunch buffet Monday through Friday. Here's a high drive whacked into deep right on the run. Renz. Jordan makes a terrific catch. What a catch by Jordan Renz to take an extra base hit away from Jeff Howell. Renz in a full sprint. I mean, he couldn't have been sprinting faster or harder. Raced to his left, and on the dead run in the right field corner, Jordan reached out and caught it. And that is the defensive play of the night. And it's turned in by Jordan Renz, the man who gave the Kernels the lead in the bottom of the 5th with a home run. Here's a bunt to the right side. Tim Madison picks it up, shuffles to the first baseman. Not nearly in time. Ethan Santana has bunted his way on as the tying run here in the top of the 6th inning. Second bunt single for the Bees in as many innings. Ethan Santana with a drag bunt single. Lester Schmitz at the Springhouse is also proud, in addition to the lunch buffet for only $5.95 Monday through Friday, to have a dinner buffet now at the Springhouse for just $6.95 Monday through Friday. That dinner buffet starts after 4:30. Here's a bunt foul behind home plate by Josh Johnson, strike 1. Both the lunch and dinner buffet include the salad bar at the Springhouse. Visit the Springhouse Family Restaurant. Lester Schmitz, his dad Lauren, Lester's wife Jill, and Lauren's wife will welcome you, and you'll be very, very delighted with the value and the home-cooked meals at the Springhouse, including a lunch and dinner buffet, now served up at the Springhouse. 1 on, 1 out here in the 6th inning, 4-3 Kernels. Ball 1 high, it's 1-1 to Josh Johnson, who's 2 for 3 with a run scored tonight. If you've been one of our previous 26 Springhouse Family Restaurant Baseball Trivia Question winners, congratulations. Please don't call in this evening. The runner goes, now stops, and a pitch low, ball 2. We'll give you the phone number at the end of this Burlington 6th inning. But we'll give you the chance to mull over the Springhouse question now. You'll be rewarded with a $5 gift certificate to the Springhouse if you call in with the right answer in the bottom of the 6th inning. A throw to first, and Santana, who's 11 for 15 in stolen base attempts, gets back safe. The Royals had 3 different 20-game winners in the 1970s. We want you to name 2 of them tonight in our Springhouse trivia question. Here's a drive into the left field corner, tailing foul onto the Randy Keel Confidence Picnic Pavilion. Strike 2 to Josh Johnson, switch hitter batting left, .264 average. He's second in the league with a .440 on-base percentage. The little 5'8" switch hitter, Josh Johnson. Robert Romero is now warming up in the Colonel bullpen. Throw to first, and Santana dives back in hand first. Our Springhouse trivia question. The Royals had 3 different 20-game winners in the 1970s. We're going to ask you to name 2 of them. And we'll give you the number to call after the Bees are retired here in the top of the 6th inning. Madison is set. Santana's running. And a swing and a foul by Josh Johnson. That pitch was in on his hands, and Josh fouled it straight back. Our Springhouse trivia question. The Royals had 3 different 20-game winners in the 1970s. You're going to be asked to call in and identify 2 of them. And we'll give you the phone number to call when the Kernels can retire the Bees. Is Santana running here in the 6th inning. A throw to first, and Ethian is back standing up. Sunday's another family fun day here at the ballpark. The Kernels will sign autographs from 1:20 until 1:40. You can run the bases after this Sunday's game. It starts at 2 o'clock. And the Run the Bases is sponsored by Velocity Sports Performance. Rockin' Ray and Skydogs USA will be here this Sunday, June 11th. It's Bark in the Park. 2-2 pitch, and this one's corked foul over the B third base dugout. We're nearing the top of the hour, and you're enjoying Colonel Baseball on ESPN Radio 1600, KCRG, Cedar Rapids. Swing and a foul as Tim Madison keeps throwing strikes, and Josh Johnson keeps fouling him off. Tying run at first for Burlington. 1 away here in the top of the 6th inning. A throw to first, and no tag this time by Trumbo as Santana gets back safely standing up. 4-3 Kernels, top of the 6th inning. 1 on, 1 out for the Bees. Tim Madison set at the letters. The next pitch. Curve and a deep drive to right. Maybe out of the ballpark. It's at the wall, and it's a 2-run homer for Josh Johnson. And the Bees take the lead 5-4 here in the 6th inning. First home of the year. First home run of the year for Josh Johnson. And Burlington leads it 5-4. Josh Johnson, with his first home run of the year, belts it over the right field wall, the 8-foot-high wall, to make it 5-4 Burlington. Well, the good part is the bases are empty now. The downer is that the Bees have recaptured the lead. Josh Johnson can't believe it as he's pounded on his batting helmet in the B third base dugout. I don't think he thought he could hit a home run. But he's 3 for 4, and Burlington now leads it 5-4. Jeremy Jersley fouls a 1-0 pitch straight back, strike 1. Jersley is jammed, and he ropes it high up into the screen for strike 2. Your chance to earn a $5 gift certificate from the Springhouse will come when the Kernels can retire Burlington here in the top of the 6th inning. The 1-2 from Tim. Fastball high. The Bees in this seesaw game now lead it 5-4. The 2-2 to Jersley. Swing and a foul. That went off Brett Martinez's right side. I think Brett's okay. Now Tim Madison with the next. Strike 3 called. Tim Madison records his first strikeout, and this is 2nd inning of relief. And there are 2 away here in the B 6th inning. Mario Lasone has struck out, delivered a sacrifice fly, and walked. This has been a seesaw affair. The Kernels need a win to break even with the Bees in this series at 2 games apiece. Burlington leads it 5-4. And a curveball misses just outside, ball 1 to Mario Lasone. The 1-0. Letter high fastball in for a strike. Looks like Robert Romero may take over for the Kernels in the 7th inning. Ball 2 is just low. Josh Johnson, the Bee leadoff batter, with his third hit of the game and his first home run. Here's a ground ball to the left side. Dallas Morris cuts to his left, has it, and pegs to first to get Mario Lassonde. The Bees strike for 2 runs in the 6th inning. On 2 hits, there were no Kernel errors, and Burlington leaves the bases empty. Our Springhouse trivia question for a $5 gift certificate to the Springhouse. The Royals had 3 different 20-game winners in the 1970s. Name 2 of them. The Royals had 3 different 20-game winners in the 1970s. Name 2 of them. You can call now at 896-7589. 896-7589. The number to call for the Springhouse trivia question is 896-7589. The Kernels come to bat in the bottom of the 6th inning, trailing the Bees 5-4, and you're listening to Kernel Baseball here on the Kernel Radio Network.
Jumpstart your future with learning from Kirkwood Community College. No matter what your age or previous work experience, you have new opportunities as close as your phone. 398-5517. Kirkwood has hundreds of choices for career and technical programs. Kirkwood has financial aid and support options to help you succeed, and Kirkwood has locally based centers to help you balance work, family, and learning. Kirkwood is ready when you're ready. Call Kirkwood Admissions today, 398-5517. Kirkwood. Start here, go anywhere.
Convenience and trust, 2 things all of us want. At Tri-State Travel, we offer both. It's convenient for you to make 1 call or 1 visit to our office for all your travel needs. A 1-day tour, a cruise, a trip to Branson, to charter a motor coach. For 66 years, Tri-State Travel has been a name you can trust to provide quality products. Come see why you can trust us to provide the convenience you expect. Tri-State Travel, now at our new location on 7th Street Southwest.
When it comes to auto insurance, Westside Agency in Palo, your professional Pekin insurance agency, will make certain you're properly insured with the right coverages and deductibles. Westside Agency will tell you about the money-saving discounts from Pekin Insurance. Multi-car discount, good student discount, loss-free discount, 45-plus auto discount, auto home discount, low mileage discount. To see if you qualify for any of these auto discounts that will lower your premiums, visit Westside Agency in Palo.
Kernels trail by a run as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Brad Kuhn bunted his way on his last time. Kernel leadoff man. Top of the order here in the 6th inning, and Giovanni D'Amico fires a pitch past Brad Kuhn, strike 2. We have a winner to congratulate in our Springhouse trivia question from Marion, Iowa, Trent Orris, O-R-R-I-S. Trent is listening in with a friend of his, Will, and we'll get to our Springhouse trivia question as Brad Kuhn lifts a 1-2 pitch foul onto the grandstand roof behind home plate here at the ballpark. Our Springhouse trivia question stated that the Royals had 3 different 20-game winners in the 1970s. We asked you to name 2 of them, and Trent Orris did. Ball 2, high and away to Brad Kuhn. Trent identified Steve Busby. Busby pitched a couple of no-hitters for Kansas City, won 20 games in 1974. And the mustachio Dennis Leonard won 20 games twice for the Royals, once in 77, once in 78. And then Trent Orris, I said, just for the heck of it, Trent, do you know the other one? And he said, wasn't he the guy, the lefty from Morningstar College? And I said, you got it, Trent, Paul Splittorff. Ball 4 just missed low, and Brad Kuhn, the tying run, is at first with nobody out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Neither starter will figure in the decision tonight. And I mean Kuhn took a borderline pitch just low for ball 4. Paul Splittorff won 20 or more games for the Royals in 1973. Steve Busby in 74, Dennis Leonard in 77 and 78. Trent Orris, there goes the runner. Now he stops, and a fastball is strike to Stacia. Trent Orris has earned himself a $5 gift certificate to the Springhouse. And Trent, thank your friend Will for his kind words about our talk with the youngster, the 4th grader from Indian Creek, Taylor Yoke. Great to hear that Trent and Will are enjoying the ball game tonight. And Trent, you must be either a huge baseball fan or a Kansas City Royal fan. Throw to first, and Kuhn is back safely. Thanks to everyone who called in tonight in quest of that $5 gift certificate from the Springhouse. Trent Orris, O-R-R-I-S, our winner. Trent's from Marion. Yeah, Steve Busby's career came to a premature end with an arm or a shoulder problem, I believe it was, but Buzz, as they called him, threw 2 no-hitters for the Royals. Paul Splittorff wore glasses. I remember that. He was a high-kicking left-hander. I think Paul still does Royal games as a commentator on television. I think Paul Splittorff still does that. The 0-1 to Stacia. Outside as Kuhn bluffed to break to second. 5-4 Bs. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning, and out to the mound goes Jeff Powell, the catcher. I know this. Paul Splittorff does color commentating for Big 12 basketball games. That I do know. Jeff Powell wearing royal blue shin guards and a royal blue chest protector back behind the plate. Stacia has reached base 3 times tonight. Hindley thrusts his hands high above his head and tried to hold up on a pitch down and in, and the base umpire said Hindley went around, strike 2. Stacia tried to hold up on a fastball down and in. His momentum got tilted forward, and he swung at the pitch not because he wanted to, but because his body fell off balance. Kuhn draws a throw. He's backhand first. And now Larry Lubers is coming out of the Burlington third base dugout to talk it over with Giovanni D'Amico. Larry Luber, L-U-E-B-B-E-R, a familiar name to baseball fans. Larry pitched in 66 big league games with a 6-10 record in his career. He was a pitcher with Minnesota, Toronto, and the Orioles. Steve Luber. I think there was a Larry Lubers. This is Steve Luber. He worked 5 seasons from 2001 until last year as a Double-A pitching coach for the Texas Rangers. Steve Luber marches back into the Burlington third base dugout. Stacia waits for the 1-2. There goes Kuhn. And a high pop-up to the right side. Brad may be doubled off. The second baseman waiting. It's a mile high, and Brad gets back as the second baseman, Josh Johnson, catches that towering pop-up on the edge of the grass in shallow right. Hindley Stacia retired for the first time tonight, popping up to second. Kuhn was running. Brad had to dash back to first, and he's there with 1 out, and Dallas Morris will bat. Dallas Morris has walked and scored, flown out to deep center, and flown out to right. The Bees have out-hit the Kernels 10-9 and lead the game 5-4 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Kuhn draws the throw, and Brad's back in hand first. Brad was tied for the league lead in steals with 17. He stole second in the 4th inning after dribbling one up the first baseline. I said that he bunted his way on, but actually he pulled one weakly up the first baseline. Marco Albano tried to score all the way from second on that little dribbler. There goes Kuhn. A pitch high, the throw to second, not in time. Brad Kuhn is stolen second. It's his 19th stolen base of the year. Dallas Morris helped Brad by squaring to bunt, and then the pitch was taken high, ball 1 by Dallas Morris. Kernels have a chance now to tie the game here in the bottom of the 6th inning with Kuhn at second and 1 away. Dallas Morris waits as Giovanni D'Amico steps off the rubber. Now the second baseman, Josh Johnson, comes in. Colonel General Manager Jack Rader, you want to have a quick word with us? We'd love to have you, Jack. I'll tell you what, anytime you can make it up here, Jack, it's a real treat for us and the listeners. This has been a very interesting seesaw game, Jack.
Sure has. We were spoiled a little bit there with 2-hour games, and now the last 2 games we're back to normal.
Back to normal, Jack. You're right. Game 1 of this series, a Colonel 4-2 win, was a 2-hour and 2-minute game, and then Friday night, or Saturday night rather, the Bees 3-1 winners, 2 hours and 25 minutes.
John, and you played a lot of quick games down in the Quad Cities.
Yes, we did. Boy, that team is hot. We start there tomorrow night. The Swing is playing well. A breaking pitch upstairs, 2-0 to Dallas Morris. Boy, Jack, I'll tell you, I think we match up very well with Burlington. We have very similar teams.
Yeah, we do. I think it's the second half of the season. These two teams are going to be very much in contention for a playoff spot. And really, Burlington is this half. They go home to play Peoria, which will be a huge series for them as we narrow into this first half end.
Yes, they're only 2 games back of the Chiefs with 12 to go starting tomorrow. A swing and a miss by Dallas Morris. Tyne run at second. Brad Kuhn, 1 out. And we're in the bottom half of the 6th inning. 5-4 Burlington. Long look by the right-hander. Kuhn running, a pitch low. No throw by the catcher, Jeff Howell. Brad Kuhn reaches a milestone. That's his 3rd steal of the night, his 20th of the year. Brad Kuhn will likely be the league leader when play starts tomorrow. That's a big steal, Jack, because now the infield is forced to come in for the play at the plate.
John, I'll bet you a dinner he steals 60 bases this year.
Now the Bees are going to put Morris on to bring up Jordan Renz. I think you're right, Jack. This is game number 58 in a 70-game first half. Brad looks like he's just getting started with his base stealing, and the last guy that stole 60 bases for the Kernels, Todd Brummelkamp, will look it up for sure, but I think it was either Brian Siever or Justin Bachman.
Yeah. You know your name?
You bet. Mike Kuhlbeck told me about a kid named Ramon Sambo with the Reds, Jack.
I believe he stole 100, didn't he? Or 98 might have the club record, I believe. Somewhere in that area.
Yeah. Jordan Renz with runners at first and third and 1 away. Fouls one towards the Colonel first base dugout near the Papa John's Plaza. And it is caught. A runner trying to score. Kuhn is safe! Safe! Jack Kuhn scored! Here comes Jim Gabella. Jim Gabella racing out of the B dugout. Kuhn scored on a foul pop in front of the Papa John's Plaza as Miguel Vega staggered, caught it, lost his balance, threw home, and Kuhn has literally tied the game single-handedly here in the 6th inning. Oh, sure, the sacrifice fly will be credited to Jordan Renz, but it'll be the easiest sacrifice fly he's ever delivered, Jack. I never thought Bobby Magallanes, who takes a lot of heat for, quote, running the Kernels out of innings, wow, did Bobby ever steal a run with Brad Kuhn sliding on the backside of the plate. Jack Kuhn had to take... Kuhn had to have a lot of courage to try to score on a ball hit just beyond the first base bag.
I would say that's the shortest sacrifice fly in the history of the game.
You're right, Jack. But you know what?
I think he was safe, though. It was very close, but I do think he slid under the tag. And, of course, the manager with Burlington's probably thinking that Bobby's been working the home plate umpire on a couple calls, so maybe he got one back. But I actually think he did get in there, John. Very close play.
You know what, Jack? I thought Albano was out at the plate in the 4th inning, but the 3 folks that were visiting with me here on the air thought Albano was safe. Flint Whitkey drives one in the air to straightaway center. It'll be caught by Duarte to end the inning. Flint flies to center, and the Kernels, with Brad Kuhn walking, stealing second, stealing third, and scoring on a foul out to the first baseman. Kuhn, Jack, we'll keep it right here for a moment. The other thing, Brad was helped because Bobby Magallanes saw that Miguel Vega was staggering in the front part of the Colonel bullpen. Vega was off balance.
Yeah, he was. He had a hard time staying with that ball, and that's the reason that he took off for home, and luckily for us, he made it.
And we're tied. 1 run for the Kernels on no hits here in the 6th inning. No BRs, 2 stolen bases, a sacrifice pop foul. The Kernels leave 1 man on and have stranded 9. We go to the top of the 7th, and it's the Kernels 5, the Bees 5. This is Colonel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
We're here for your communication needs. Internet service, telephone, and TV. As a cooperative telephone company, our members are owners who make us a team.
ready for summer and beat high gas prices with a pre-owned vehicle from Randy Keel Honda. Their inventory is jam-packed with fuel-efficient vehicles designed to save you money. Get an economical sedan for your daily commute, or indulge your sporty side with a high-performance coupe. Randy Keel Honda carries a large selection of Honda certified pre-owned vehicles, backed by a 12-month, 12,000-mile comprehensive warranty and 7-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Need to haul the entire family? For a limited time, you can get special financing on Honda certified pre-owned Odyssey. Whatever your driving needs, Randy Keel Honda has the vehicle for you. Visit Randy Keel Honda on Centerpoint Road Northeast or online at randykeel.com. Randy Keel Honda, where they treat you right.
With Colonel General Manager Jack Rader alongside, a wild and woolly seesaw game takes us to the 7th inning. 5-5 to score, and we have a U.S. Cellular call to the Colonel bullpen. Get your wireless relief with Call Me Minutes from U.S. Cellular. As we suspected, Robert Romero is the second Colonel relief pitcher, taking over for Tim Madison. Tim came on in relief of Stephen Merrick, and here's Robert Romero with his first pitch to Miguel Vega. 91-mile-an-hour fastball, according to the Bank Iowa Speed Pitch Indicator. Jack, how can a guy come in out of the bullpen and throw a pitch like that?
Well, it's not easy to hit, as we just saw him swing and missed at it, too.
Boy. Now the pitch hit the batter, and that's too bad. Vega's all right, but you hate to put the go-ahead run on via a hit batsman. The umpire checks with Vega to make sure he's all right. Miguel was struck by Robert Romero. Tim Madison went 2 innings in relief of Stephen Merrick, surrendered 2 runs on 3 hits. Tim struck out 1 and walked 1. Well, Robert Romero strikes the batter, and now Jim Gabella coming across the diamond. So is Mark Stubblefield, the Burlington trainer, and in this 5-5 game, Jack Rader, yesterday was a marvelous day. Bird Zirk is better than ever, and he really electrified this crowd.
You know, after the game, I ran into Eric Peterson, one of our good sponsors and friends with the YMCA, and he told me that he comes to watch Bird Zirk every year. He said it's like watching an Andy Griffith rerun. It never gets old. He said it's funny. And the nice thing was this year that Bird Zirk added some new twists to his act, and really had a couple skits that we hadn't had a chance to take a look at before. But I thought Eric hit it right in the head. Said that it's funny. No matter how many times you watch it, it just continues to be funny.
And that's the beauty of minor league professional baseball entertainment, is all about having fun and getting folks to remember it. Robert Romero with a fastball at the knees, strike 1 called to Brady Everett. Miguel Vega hit by a pitch to open up this 7th inning. We're tied 5-5. The 0-1 is high and in for ball 1. Well, Jack, you know what it's like putting together a school night, and I just ran out of steam about 3 weeks ago. I had too many irons in the fire, and I turned to our newest front office member, Ken Franz, and said, Ken, can you help with Indian Creek Elementary School? And Ken brought out 200 tonight on Indian Creek Elementary School night.
Ken's a great guy. He's been a wonderful addition to our team, John. And, you know, the nicest thing about him is that he is willing to step in and help at the drop of a hat.
With anything.
He's bailed me out several times already, so that's really great and what you really want to see in an employee.
I'll tell you what, the kid here from Indian Creek earlier, Taylor Yoke, had a great time. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Brady Everett, who has singled twice, scored a run back in the 2nd inning to cut a Colonel lead of 2-0 to 2-1. It's 5-5 here in the top of the 7th inning. Robert comes set. The 2-2 is lined foul. That one will drift beyond the Papa John's, into the Papa John's Plaza, the bleachers, and then off it goes. Well, Jack, I think we have a lot to look forward to the last homestand, which starts Saturday with a boom, literally, Bank of the West fireworks night this Saturday.
Boy, the fireworks sure packed them in here the other night, didn't they?
Oh, here's another foul off to the right. Yes, we had our season-high crowd here on Saturday night of 4,137. That was brought to us by Alliant Energy, and Bank of the West is really excited about their chance to show this community what they mean to them. Bank of the West will sponsor fireworks this Saturday night. Everett, takes a fastball just high. Ball 3. I bet now Jim Gabella, with this game tied at 5, will send Miguel Vega, Jack. I bet he'll be running.
He probably will. Andrea Murphy told me that we had over 1,300 people walk up and buy tickets Saturday night, and that's one of the best walk-ups that we've ever had.
1,300. The runner was going, and tomahawking the 3-2 pitch foul over the grass slope seating berm is Brady Everett. Boy, that is something, Jack.
And they did a great job of getting them through. Everyone was in the ballpark by no later than 7:30, and considering a lot of them didn't start coming till 7, that's an amazing feat, believe me.
My goodness. The runner draws a throw, that lead runner, Miguel Vega. We're in the top of the 7th inning. Good crowd on hand here tonight from Indian Creek Elementary School, 4 Oaks. Is Vega running? Yes. Ball 4. Boy, that plate umpire is squeezing the plate. Ball 4, and it's first and second, nobody out. Wow. I don't think Robert Romero can throw much better than he has, yet he's facing a tough situation now. First and second, nobody out. Maybe the Kernels can get a strikeout, pop-up, or double play to get the first out here in this B7th inning.
Well, when you talk about a game of inches, John, there it is.
Wow.
Both pitches were very close, and of course they could probably just have easily been called the other way, and you're sitting in a lot better. You might have had a strikeout throw out there.
Oh, exactly. As Kernan Ronan has a heart-to-heart conversation with Robert Romero, sponsored by Mercy Medical Center. Jack, this upcoming homestand is an 8-gamer, and Sunday, a guy that just loves performing here. It's our... Well, we have a pinch runner at second. Valentino Arce is pinch running for Miguel Vega. Arce, A-R-C-E, pinch running here in the top of the 7th inning. Rockin' Ray and Skydog USA will be here. It's a chance for all dog lovers to come and bring their dog to the park, bark in the park this Sunday.
It's always a fan favorite, John. Look forward to seeing Ray every year. He puts on a terrific show, much like Birdzirk and several of the others, but it's always fun to see him come in because he's a great gentleman.
Yes.
And really takes his job very seriously.
And loves his dogs, Sky Dogs.
Yeah, last year when he was in here, he wasn't quite the same, and I asked him, if there was anything wrong, and he had just lost one of the dogs he had worked with for like 10 or 11 years. So I'm sure that was like a family member to him to lose.
Boy,
so
Jack,
he wasn't quite his herself, but obviously with good reason.
Oh, boy. Carlos Arroyo may be bunting with Arce, the pinch runner, at second, and Brady Everett at first. Arroyo's 2 for 3 tonight. We'll have our first look at the State Farm Major League scoreboard in the bottom of this 7th inning. Oh, and some trickery as Arroyo squared to bunt, then pulled the bat back and lashed one foul. And I'll tell you what, Jack, Dallas Morris was looking straight down the throat of a cannon.
That's got to be a little bit scary when you see him pull the bat back and swing away, whether the first or third baseman, because literally they're right on top of him.
Morris was crashing from third, and as Jack said, likewise Trumbo from first. Carlos Arroyo can handle the bat. He's 26 years old, rather. A bouncer to first. Trumbo will whirl, throw to third, not in time. Bases loaded, nobody out. Well, that's just inexperience. I don't think anybody told Mark to throw to third. Of course, Jack, from up here, we could tell he had no prayer of getting Arce, the pinch runner, but Mark... it was such a good bunt, maybe Mark didn't think he could tag the batter either, so they're loaded up with nobody out. I didn't hear Al Gruwell's ruling, Jack. Was it a fielder's choice?
I didn't hear it either, John,
okay.
But I would agree with you. He probably didn't have a chance for him, but I think Mark probably thought the ball got to him pretty quickly, and he was really coming in on it, and probably just figured he had a good chance to get him, but the runner at second was fast and had a good jump on that.
Look out here. Bases loaded, nobody out, a hit batter, a walk, and a sacrifice fielder's choice by Carlos Arroyo. Ball 1, low and away to Jose Duarte. Well, a double play gets us out of the inning. Or not out of the inning, but we could sure use a strikeout, pop-up, or double play. maybe even a triple play.
That would be nice.
A bouncer to short, could be two. Stacia steps on second, throws to first, double play. 1 run scores to give the Bees the lead. Carlos Arroyo wrenched his right ankle, and he's writhing in pain behind second. That, I hate to say, Jack, when a guy goes down like that, it's usually pretty serious. He was trying to break up the double play, and hopefully Arroyo will be able to stay in the game. No RBI for Jose Duarte as he wraps into a 6-3 double play. A run scores to give Burlington the lead, 6-5. And Everett went to third. Jack, what do you see?
Well, you're right, John. He seems to be in a lot of pain. It looks like they're looking at his right leg, and I don't know whether it's the ankle or the knee at this point.
Yes.
My guess is it's probably the ankle, but I'm not 100% sure there, John.
It got caught, Jack. I saw it get caught as he was trying to get in under Stacia. Very clean running, but anytime a guy grabs his batting helmet and rocks back and forth, you know he's hurting. Very similar play. Travis Schlichting was trying to steal a base a couple of weeks ago in Clinton. He jammed his knee into the base, and they're getting Arroyo up. Listen to our fans, Jack. Listen to the hand for Arroyo.
Yeah, that's good news to see him get up, John. Well, I tell you, on that play, I just marvel at how good Stacia is. That was not an easy play to make because in lieu of throwing the ball to the second baseman for the double play, he had a better shot at taking it over himself, which he did, but the runner was coming in and he had to throw off balance and quickly and threw a strike to first base, and that was a much harder play than it looked like.
Jack, I said it earlier this evening, and I don't think I was over it. He's the best shortstop I've seen in this league, Heinle Stacia. He's that good.
He reminds you a lot of several shortstops we've had recently, really. If you look back to Ibar and Wood and some of the other kids that have played here.
He sure does.
Even Alexi.
Alexi Casilla.
Brandon's a little different mold than the other three we mentioned, but they're all terrific players.
Oh, and you're right. Stacia had to scissor kick at second base, throw across his body. Now Jim Gabella's called time, and he wants a word with Jeff Howell. No, a bullpen ball got loose. 6-5 Bees, and we're in the top of the seventh inning. A hit batsman has cost the Kernels the go-ahead run. Here's a line shot foul. Look out. That one pasted off the Dick Ramsey sign on the front of the Papa John's Plaza padded wall. Strike one to Jeff Howell, who was robbed of an extra base hit on a terrific catch on a dead run in right by Jordan Renz last time.
I didn't see that, John, but I heard your call of it. It must have been a very nice running catch.
Oh, it sure was. Speaking of Renz, I don't see him in right field right now. Here's a little looper into shallow right center, and it's Brad Kuhn with a great catch to take a hit away, to take a run away from the Bees. Brad Kuhn. Jack, the key was the jump he got on it.
He looks like a young Jim Edmonds out there. Left-handed and runs down balls that you think when it leaves the bat, they're not going to have a chance at. But he got it again, and he's done it, well, time and time again.
What a play. Well, Jack Rader, thank you so much for spending some of your night with us, and we'll hope that this Lindale Dental Care singing of Take Me Out to the Ball Game can help the Kernels muster a rally as we go to the bottom of the seventh. Burlington now on top, 6-5. This is Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
Every day we use products that come to us in plastics. Milk jugs, water bottles, laundry detergent, ice cream. These are just a few of the hundreds, thousands of products that benefit from plastics. But once you're done using them, what do you do with them? Recycle. It takes no more energy to put that plastic in your blue recycling box rather than the trash. But what it does save is landfill space and natural resources. Reduce, reuse, recycle. It's just that easy. This message brought to you by Solid Waste and Recycling Services.
Hi, I'm Gary Dolphin. Hometown Restyling has served Eastern Iowans since 1986, providing the very finest in windows, siding, and sunrooms. Their experienced staff can handle the job from start to finish, including plans, permits, and inspections. Plus, Hometown Restyling is nationally recognized by Professional Remodeler, Qualified Remodeler, and Remodeling magazines. Call Hometown Restyling for your next remodeling project, or better yet, visit one of our beautiful showrooms in Hiawatha or Coralville. Hometown Restyling, because there's no place like home.
Technology pervades every aspect of our daily lives. This remarkable age we live in has a machine or a computer to meet almost all of our needs. but you won't find a technological device that can provide you with the personal attention for something as important as insurance. Neighbor Insurance Services, your professional Pekin insurance agency in Hiawatha, is trained on all insurance matters, including how much coverage is enough coverage. For personal attention to all of your insurance needs, see the insurance professionals at Neighbor Insurance Services in Hiawatha.
Well, we have wholesale bundle changes for Burlington due to Valentino Arce pinch running and scoring the go-ahead run in the top of the 7th, and the injury to Carlos Arroyo. First, though, a Submariner, a new pitcher, Chris Hayes. He comes straight under, like Dan Quisenberry, Ted Abernathy. And it's going to take me a while to get all the changes. I know a lot of you enjoy keeping score with us down below and at home, but I'll give them to you gradually. Chris Hayes misses ball 2 to Trumbo. Now Mark dribbles one to shallow short. It's cut off by Mario Lasone, who throws out Mark Trumbo. Was hoping Mark would take that 2-0 pitch, but he swung at it and bounces out to third, one gone. Here in the 7th inning, 6-5 Burlington. Antonio Sabatini is now in left field. Ethan Santana goes from left field to right field. Jeremy Jersley goes from short to first. And Arce, the pinch runner, is at shortstop. So almost a brand new team out there for the Bees. Brett Martinez takes a pitch outside, and now Brett squibs one foul behind the plate. That one rattled the umpire's doors behind home plate. Well, needless to say, neither team has been able to hold a lead tonight. 6-5 Bees. They've out-hit us 10-9. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning. Submarine right-hander Chris Hayes delivers. Strike 2 called. There's no way you can prepare to see a guy like this. They're relics. They're dinosaurs. There may be 5 Submarine pitchers left in all of professional baseball. And Martinez takes a healthy cut at the 1-2 pitch and fouls it straight over the backstop. Giovanni D'Amico went an inning and a third, surrendered 1 run on no hits, struck out 1, walked 2. We promised you a look at the State Farm Major League scoreboard. We'll have it for you here in the Colonel 7th as Martinez lofts one foul off to the right. Already 2 finals in the American League. At Camden Yards, the Orioles blanked the Blue Jays 4-0, and our parent club, the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, were shut out by the Devil Rays at Tropicana Field 4-0 tonight, Tampa Bay. Ball 2 just inside from Chris Hayes. They're in the top of the 8th inning in the Bronx, and the Yankees are drubbing Boston 13-5. A ground ball to third. This will be easy for Mario Lasone. He almost tripped. He throws low, but digging it out is Jersley. 2 gone here in the Colonel 7th inning.
Number 29.
In the top of the 2nd at Safeco Field, the Royals and Mariners are scoreless. We have a final in the National League on the State Farm Major League scoreboard. The Nationals clipped the Braves 5-4 at Turner Field tonight. The Cubs are shelling Houston 8-0, and they're in the bottom of the 8th at Minute Maid Park. Madison Edwards takes strike 1 from the Submariner. At Miller Park in the bottom of the 7th, it's the Brewers on top of the Padres 4-2. The Cards at Busch Stadium lead the Reds 6-4 in the top of the 7th. Madison Edwards dumps one into shallow right. Coming on is Santana. Santana has it to end the Colonel 7th inning. Down in order, the Submariners sets the Colonels. First time the Colonels have gone down in order tonight. And let's continue with the State Farm Major League scoreboard. In the top of the 5th inning at Coors Field, the Pirates lead the Rockies 3-0. Top of the 3rd inning at Bank One Ballpark, the Diamondbacks 2, the Phillies 0. The Mets lead the Dodgers in the bottom of the 1st 3-0. That's at Chavez Ravine, and no score. The Giants batting in the bottom of the first at home against the Marlins. State Farm Insurance agents Gary Schubat, Brad Dunn, Al Shetler, and Dale Thompson proud to bring you that look at the State Farm Major League scoreboard. We go to the top of the 8th, and the Bees lead the Kernels 6-5. This is Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
Step up to the plate this summer and nominate your favorite Cedar Rapids Kernel for the Rockwell Collins Fans' Choice Award. Every time you catch a Kernel game, fill out a Fans' Choice ballot to recognize the efforts of your favorite ball players. Then drop the ballot in a designated box at the souvenir stand. During the season's final homestand, Rockwell Collins will present the Fans' Choice Trophy to the player with the most votes and make a donation to that player's favorite charity. Rockwell Collins and the Cedar Rapids Kernels, teammates working for a better community.
Service second to none, South Slope Cooperative. We're here for your communication needs, internet service, telephone, and TV. As a cooperative telephone company, our members are owners, we make a good team. Service second to none, South Slope Cooperative Communication.
You've worked hard, and you're finally your own boss. As a business owner, you may not want to hear the word liability, but it comes with the territory. Smart business owners protect their investments with a business owner's policy from Neighbor Insurance Services, your professional peak and insurance agency in Hiawatha. Neighbor Insurance Services can show you how to secure the right amount of protection for your business at affordable rates. Your business is important. See Neighbor Insurance Services in Hiawatha for business owners insurance.
Ethan Santana went from left field to right field in the bottom of the 7th inning. Ethan will lead off here in the Burlington 7th inning, and a base hit to left. Ethan Santana is now 2 for 3 as he lines a single past the third baseman to open up the B8th inning. 1,986 here tonight. 1,986. Well, the Bees had 18 hits yesterday, and they have 11 tonight. This is a team that's ranked next to last in the league in hitting. So they're getting hot at the right time. As you heard Colonel General Manager Jack Rader say, the Bees will be back at home to take on the second-place Peoria Chiefs, and there's a lot at stake in that series. A pitch out, the runner bluffs the break to second, and Ethan Santana holds ball 1. Robert Romero surrendered the go-ahead run in this game in the top of the 7th inning. Hit a batter, walked a batter, then a sacrifice fielder's choice misplay on the Colonel infield, then a double play. And with the bases loaded, Jose Duarte hit into that double play, and the man who was hit, Vega, to start the inning, was pinch run for, and Valentino Arce scored the game's go-ahead run. There goes the runner, a pitch out. Brett Martinez throws to second, high, out at second. Brett's throw was high, but apparently the tag was on the royal blue batting helmet of Ethan Santana. It goes 2-6, so the Colonels pitch out not once but twice, and it sure paid off as Ethan Santana was thrown out trying to steal second. Meanwhile, 2 pitch outs have the count on Josh Johnson, 2-0. Fastball, 91 miles an hour from Robert Romero, strike 1 to the batter. Ryan Aldridge is up and throwing in the Colonel right field bullpen. Colonel beat writer Jeff Johnson did an outstanding article on Ryan Aldridge in this morning's newspaper, the Gazette. And everybody here is having fun. Ken Franz, we want a word with you very quickly before you have to head out to your next duty. Ken, I told Jack Rader what a great job you did in your first school night, and it's not easy to put together a great school night. Strike 2, it's a full count now to Josh Johnson. 6-5 Bees were in the top of the 8th inning. Indian Creek Elementary School's last day was Friday, and you must have really gotten the kids excited about coming out tonight, Ken.
Yeah, it was a learning experience, I tell you that.
Here's a Baltimore chop to the right side, backhanded by Trumbo, throws to first, Outstanding play by Mark Trumbo.
Beautiful.
I don't know how the Kernels ever got Josh Johnson. A Baltimore chop to the right side, backhanded by Trumbo. Mark with his body contorting towards second base. In other words, he was falling away, having backhanded that chopper through to first to the pitcher covering, Robert Romero. And that was the fourth outstanding defensive play made by the Kernels tonight. Ball one is to the screen to Jeremy Jerschley. Well, Ken, you put it all together within 2.5 weeks. It was well organized, and I know Tina Monroe, the principal, had to be very pleased with the turnout.
Oh, yeah, she was really excited about it, too. I mean, she couldn't wait to get this thing going, and I basically gave her the information. I said, this is what we need, let's get the kids going, and she got the job done. I just kind of put it together for her, that's all.
Well, Ken, I know it sure added to the fun of remembering the end of the school year at Indian Creek. Swing and a miss by Jeremy Jerschley.
Yeah, I wish they had stuff like that when I was in grade school,
Oh, so do I, Ken. So do I. A slider from Robert Romero, taken low and away. It's 2-1. Jerschley tips it foul off the arm of Brett Martinez. Strike two.
Yeah, the real cool thing about it, though, was just looking at the faces of the kids when they're out in the field on the on-field parade and the dream team and, the different on-field activities. These kids' faces just lit up.
Ken, they most certainly did, and that's what we strive for, is that magical feeling that will last forever for those kids. 2 out, nobody on, top of the 8th, and Romero to Jerschley. Low in the dirt, ball 3. Roberts had a tough time throwing strikes tonight. In fact, it was a hit batsman and walk that helped the Bees score the go-ahead run back in the 7th. They lead at 6-5. The payoff pitch to the right-handed hitter. Did he go around? According to the base umpire, he did not. And Jeremy Jerschley walks with 2 out here in the 8th inning. Well, we need to get Mario Lasone to keep it a 1-run game. Jerschley's 3 for 3 in stolen base attempts. He may be running in this situation. Mario Lasone. A sacrifice fly tonight. Has a run driven in. Right-handed batter and a strike called. Mario's hitting .221. 5 home runs, a team-high 33 runs driven in. Robert Romero is working from the stretch. He comes set. And the 0-1. Low and away, a breaking pitch. 1,986 here tonight. Mario Lasone stands straight away from the right side, a wide stance, and he crouches and takes a pitch way high. Brett Martinez had to leap out of his catching squat to prevent a wild pitch. Neither starter will figure in tonight's decision. Stephen Merrick pitched 4 innings, gave up 3 runs on 7 hits. Carlos Rosa went 4 2/3 for the Bees. He allowed 4 runs on 9 hits. Swing and a miss, and that evens the count 2-2. Well, Ken, you started with us right after the first of the year, so this is your 6th month in professional baseball.
Yep. Yeah, I'm loving it.
I just feel that every day we come into the ballpark. You can't believe yet you go to a ballpark for a living.
Heck no, I get paid to come to the ballpark. I mean, how cool is that?
The runner goes, and a strike 3 called. The throw to second doesn't matter. Strike 3 called on Mario Lasone. You bet, Ken, you do have to be very appreciative of that, the opportunities we all have.
Oh, you bet.
No runs in the 8th for the Bees. 1 hit, a walk. There were no Kernel errors. Burlington leaves 1, and they have now stranded, they have stranded 9. Well, Ken Franz, great job with Indian Creek Elementary. Thank you for all of your help.
No problem. You're more than welcome.
We go to the bottom of the 8th inning, and Burlington leads it 6-5. You're tuned to Kernel Baseball here on the Kernel Radio Network.
Cedar Rapids' oldest wholesale greenhouse is also Cedar Rapids' full-service landscaping and lawn care center. Cedar Rapids Greenhouses has been serving eastern Iowans for 50 years at the corner of Johnson Avenue and Edgewood Road, behind Guppy's on the Go. Cedar Rapids Greenhouses has a full line of trees and shrubs like magnolias, maples, and lilacs. And for a limited time, buy any potted tree and Cedar Rapids Greenhouses will deliver and plant it free. If you're searching for the right beautification project, let the trained landscape designers at Cedar Rapids Greenhouses help you create a unique plan for your home. From retaining walls to ponds, waterfalls, and fountains, they'll work within your budget and taste, and they do free estimates. Lawn care featuring mowing, fertilization, seeding, sodding, aeration, dethatching, maintenance, and cleanup are all done with care and precision. For the highest quality and low prices, see the difference at Cedar Rapids Greenhouses, Eastern Iowa's full-service landscapers at the corner of Johnson Avenue and Edgewood Road.
Hi, I'm Phil Andrews, your local Pekin insurance agent at Andrews Insurance in Cedar Rapids. I'd like to introduce you to an easy-to-understand, affordable life insurance plan with great benefits. It's simplified issue whole life from Pekin Insurance. The plan requires no medical exam, has guaranteed rates for life, and a guaranteed cash value. Life insurance made simple and affordable from Pekin Insurance. To learn more, contact me, Phil Andrews, at Andrews Insurance.
Marco Albano takes a strike from the submarining right-hander Chris Hayes. Bottom of the 8, 6-5 Bs. Now a fastball just missed inside to Albano. 1,986 are here tonight to see the Kernels try to break even in this series with Burlington. Kernels stand 5 games under 500, 26-31. The Bees are 28-26. Swing and a miss by Marco. Strike 3. Marco Albano gone on strikes, and that's 4 in a row retired by this submariner, Chris Hayes. Hayes pitched an independent league ball last year. He's 0-2 this year with 3 saves and a 1.71 ERA. 21 innings pitched. He's allowed 20 hits, struck out 15 in 21 innings, and walked only 4. Here's a bunt by Kuhn, and Brad is thrown out by the catcher. Oh, Brad Kuhn with a terrific bunting effort. Bunted it about a third of the way to the mound, and the catcher, Jeff Howell, was able to race out barehanded and got Kuhn by a step. He was out, and it went 2-3. 2 away now in the Kernel 8th inning. Kernels have had leads tonight of 2-0 and 4-3. Ball 1 is outside to Heinley Stacia. Heinley is singled, scored, singled, walked, and popped to second. Kernels have not really had a good swing against this submariner. Heinley pounds one foul into the backstop, strike 1. There's action in each ball club's bullpen. A lefty who pitched yesterday for the Bees, Laser Garcia, warming up in the Bee bullpen. Ryan Aldridge in the Kernel bullpen. Ball 2 to Stacia. Burlington leads it by a run, 6-5 here in the bottom of the 8th inning. 2 away, nobody on for the Kernels. Heinley breaks his bat and hits a soft liner to third. It's snared by Mario Lasson. The barrel of the bat winds up at the second base position as Heinley Stacia hits a soft humpback liner to the third baseman, and that ends the Kernel 8th inning. Well, the Kernels have gone down in order twice in a row at the hands of submariner Chris Hayes. If I were Jim Gabella, the skipper of the Bees, I would just leave Hayes in there because the Kernels have not gotten a good swing against him whatsoever. We go to the top of the 9th inning, and Burlington leads it 6-5. This is Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
Honey, don't throw those cardboard boxes away.
Oh, yeah, I forgot that we're not allowed to do that. what should I do with them?
Cardboard is recyclable. Just cut the boxes up and flatten the pieces. There's some string in the garage that you can bundle the pieces up with. Make sure you use the string, though, not tape.
Okay, I cut the cardboard boxes up, flatten the pieces, and bundle them together with the string. Now what do I do with it?
Just set it out next to the blue curbside recycling box.
Remember, cardboard is not accepted as garbage. Follow the steps you heard carried out by our happy couple and recycle your cardboard.
That song you were hearing from Peck's Flower and Garden Shop, John Rogers was asleep at the wheel, not literally. I was looking for Ryan Aldridge to come into the game. He did, and that theme song from Peck's Flower and Garden Shop reminds us that this June is Perennial Gardening Month at Peck's. And you can stop by. There will be a different special on perennials all month long at Peck's. Ryan Aldridge is greeted with a high pop foul off to the right by Valentino Arce, who came in and scored the game's go-ahead run back in the 7th inning. Robert Romero pitched 2 innings for the Kernels. Robert surrendered 1 run on 1 hit. Romero, the right-hander, struck out 1, walked 1, and hit a batter. Robert Romero is the pitcher of record for the Kernels, who trail here in the 9th, 6-5. Ryan Aldridge has answered the U.S. Cellular call to the Colonel bullpen. Here's a hard hit ball up the middle. Heinley Stacia has it to his left and on to first. Heinley robs Valentino Arce of what could have been a leadoff single. Arce, batting for the first time tonight, hit it hard up the middle, but Stacia, as you heard Jack Rader say earlier this evening, has been responsible for great play after great play. This call to the Colonel bullpen sponsored by U.S. Cellular. Get your wireless relief with Call Me Minutes only from U.S. Cellular. Ryan Aldridge with the fastball low and away to Brady Everett. The Bees lead it 6-5. And we're in the top of the 9th inning. The Colonel record in 1-run games, 5-8. Burlington's record in 1-run games, 7-9. A chopper to short. There's Mr. Do-It-All, Heinley Stacia, who fires to first for the out. Well, Stacia was tested first to his left on the ground ball by Arce. Then Brady Everett bounced one high into the hole. And Heinley looks like he has fun playing baseball. That's very important. He pops all around the diamond. I talked to a scout about Heinley Stacia earlier this spring, and he was raving about Heinley's prospects to advance very, very high up into this game of pro baseball. Here's a foul straight back by Carlos, or check that. This is Antonio Sabatini batting for the first time. Carlos Arroyo had to leave the game after wrenching his right leg into the base back in the 7th inning. Sabatini fouls the next pitch straight back, strike 2. Now the right-handed batter, Antonio, steps out. He's back in. Ryan Aldridge trying to dispose of the Bees in quick fashion here in the top of the 9th, with the Colonels trailing by a run, 6-5. Strike 3 called. What an inning for Ryan Aldridge. I think he made 7 pitches. Down in order go the Bees for the first time tonight. And the stage is set for the bottom of the 9th inning with the Colonels trailing Burlington 6-5. 6-5 Bees as we go to the bottom of the ninth. This is Colonel Baseball on the Colonel Radio Network.
Every day we use products that come to us in plastics. Milk jugs, water bottles, laundry detergent, ice cream. These are just a few of the hundreds, thousands of products that benefit from plastics. But once you're done using them, what do you do with them? Recycle. It takes no more energy to put that plastic in your blue recycling box rather than the trash. But what it does save is landfill space and natural resources. Reduce, reuse, recycle. It's just that easy. This message brought to you by Solid Waste and Recycling Services.
Hi, I'm Gary Dolphin. You know, Hometown Restyling has served Eastern Iowans since 1986, providing the very finest in windows, siding, and sunrooms. Their experienced staff can handle the job from start to finish, including plans, permits, and inspections. Plus, Hometown Restyling is nationally recognized by Professional Remodeler, Qualified Remodeler, and Remodeling magazines. Call Hometown Restyling for your next remodeling project, or better yet, visit one of our beautiful showrooms in Hiawatha or Coralville. Hometown Restyling, because there's no place like home.
Technology pervades every aspect of our daily lives. This remarkable age we live in has a machine or a computer to meet almost all of our needs. But you won't find a technological device that can provide you with the personal attention for something as important as insurance. Neighbor Insurance Services, your professional Pekin insurance agency in Hiawatha, is trained on all insurance matters, including how much coverage is enough coverage. For personal attention to all of your insurance needs, see the insurance professionals at Neighbor Insurance Services in Hiawatha.
Burlington skipper Jim Gabellis sticks with the guy who has set 6 in a row down. In order, Chris Hayes and ball one outside to Dallas Morris. We're in the bottom of the ninth, and the Kernels trail 6-5. Dallas Morris, Jordan Wren's, Flint Whipkey. Here's a line shot right at the shortstop. Well, you can't fight bad luck. Dallas Morris hit the cover off the ball, hit a screaming line drive that Valentino Arce stabbed one out here in the ninth inning. 7 in a row set down now by the B right-hander out of their bullpen, Chris Hayes. He's trying to save it for Giovanni D'Amico. Jordan Wren's takes ball one low. Dallas Morris could not have hit the ball any harder than he did, but he drilled it right into the glove of Arce. The Submariners' next one is a changeup for a strike called. Top of the hour, and you're enjoying Colonel Baseball here on ESPN Radio 1600, KCRG, Cedar Rapids, Iowa. A little nubber foul toward the Colonel Lawn's X circle. And strike 2 to Jordan Wren's. Giovanni D'Amico trying to earn his first win of the year with help from submarining right-hander Chris Hayes. 6-5 Bees, bottom of the ninth inning. Jordan swings and tips it foul into the glove of the catcher. Strike 3. Chris Hayes makes it 8 in a row. The Kernels really, besides Dallas Morris's line drive, have been totally baffled by this submariner. You just don't see many submariners. And here's Flint Whipkey, who had a 2-run double in the first inning to put the Kernels ahead 2-0. Kernels had leads of 2-0 and 4-3 tonight, but have been unable to hold either. Flint breaks his bat, a grounder to short. Arce has it on to first, and Burlington wins it. 6-5. And Burlington comes away winning 3 in a row in this series. The Kernels unable to solve submariner Chris Hayes, who retires the Kernels in order in the 7th, 8th, and 9th innings. The final for tonight's game, the Bees win it 6-5, and we'll return in just a moment and give you the totals, highlights, and more next on the Colonel Curtain Call. 6-5 Burlington. This is Colonel Baseball on the Colonel Radio Network.
Next up, a musical taste of Dr. Pepper. It's a new spin on an old vibe, from me to you. A tasty sip of Dr. Pepper for your ears, and it starts like this.
I'm a pepper, he's a pepper, she's a pepper, we're a pepper, wouldn't you like to be a pepper?
Now that's cool, but pepper is a little better. So let's slide in a taste of this.
I'm a pepper,
Right on. but there's still more to it. I mean, there's nothing like it, because every sip is a chicken mashup of 23 different flavors. So for the true taste of Dr. Pepper, we dial it up even more. You know it. With 23 flavors mixed into one bold taste, every sip is a cool mix of music to your mouth. Woo! Dr. Pepper, there's more to it.
Your home is a place for savoring all the good things in life. It's a place for celebrations. It's a place where memories are created. To make sure your home is properly insured, visit Sheets Forest Draper in Marion, your professional Pekin insurance agency. Sheets Forest Draper will give you all important details about homeowners insurance with complete coverages and surprisingly affordable rates. Visit Sheets Forest Draper in Marion for homeowners insurance for your well-lived and well-loved home.
It's time for the Kernels Curtain Call. Now, with a game recap, a complete look at the State Farm scoreboard, and a look ahead to upcoming action, let's rejoin the voice of the Kernels, John Rogers.
And we're back at Veterans Memorial Stadium where the Burlington Bees roll to their third straight win in the series. The Kernels won the opener Friday night 4-2, but then 3 wins in a row by the surging Bees. 3-1 Saturday night, 13-4 yesterday, and 6-5 this evening. Things got off to a promising start for the Kernels tonight. Heinle Stacia singled with 1 out in the first. Morris walked, and with 2 out, Flint Whipke, who was 5 for 5 yesterday, belted a 2-run double. Flint belted a 2-run double over the head of Jose Duarte in center, scoring Stacia and Morris, and the Kernels led 2-0 after 1 inning. Stephen Merrick, who went 4 innings tonight, surrendered a 2-out RBI single to Jeff Howell, the number 8 hitter in the second inning, plating Brady Everett, and the Kernel lead was cut to 2-1. The Bees then had 4 hits in the third inning. The key one, a RBI triple by Jeremy Jerschley, and the Bees scored 2 in the third to take a 3-2 lead. The Kernels tied it at 3 in the home half of the fourth inning. A leadoff single by Brett Martinez. Marco Albano then sliced a double on the ground down the line and right, and Marco Albano's double tied the game 3-3 in the bottom of the fourth inning. In the bottom of the fifth inning, Jordan Renz led off with his team-high 13th home run of the year to give the Kernels a 5-4 lead. Or check that, a 4-3 lead. A 4-3 lead is Jordan Renz homered leading off the fifth inning. Burlington recaptured the lead 5-4 on a 2-run homer, his first of the year. It came in the sixth inning off Tim Madison by Josh Johnson. Josh Johnson's 2-run homer gave Burlington a 5-4 lead in the sixth inning. The Kernels, thanks to Brad Kuhn, tied it in the sixth inning at 5. Brad drew a leadoff walk, stole his second base of the night. Stealing second, he stole his third base of the night as he swiped third. It was his 20th stolen base of the year. And then Jordan Renz delivered home. Brad Kuhn with, of all things, a sacrifice foul ball down the first baseline. Kuhn scored ahead of the throw by the first baseman, Miguel Vega, and the Kernels tied the game 5-5 in the sixth inning. That would be the last run the Kernels would score. The go-ahead run for the Bees scored in a very unassuming way. Robert Romero hit Miguel Vega to start the seventh inning. Then Brady Everett walked. In came pinch runner Valentino Arce for Vega at second. Carlos Arroyo with a sacrifice bunt was safe at first as Mark Trumbo threw to third. The bases were loaded with nobody out, and Jose Duarte hit into a double play. 6-3, Stacia to Trumbo on the double play. The pinch runner Arce scored to give Burlington a 6-5 lead in the seventh inning, and that's all submariner Chris Hayes would need. The submarining right-hander came in and shackled the Kernels, retiring the Kernels in order in the seventh, eighth, and ninth to earn his fourth save of the year. Burlington wins their third straight tonight, winning 6-5. Here's the final line score for the Kernels: 6 runs, 11 hits, and no errors. The Bees, 6 runs, 9 hits, no errors. The Kernels left 9 men on. The Bees left 9 men on. And the winning pitcher was reliever Giovanni D'Amico. He's now 1-4. D'Amico is 1-4. The save to Chris Hayes, his fourth. And the Colonel loser, Robert Romero, is now 0-2. Robert Romero takes the loss. He's 0-2. The game took 2 hours and 57 minutes and a crowd of 1,986. We're here to see the Bees make it 3 straight over the Kernels here in our home ballpark, 6-5 Burlington. That's the first segment of the Colonel Curtain Call. We will return in just a moment and have our PRC play of the game. You're enjoying Colonel Baseball on the Colonel Radio Network.
Fairfax State Savings Bank is paying you to come to the ballpark every Wednesday this season. You heard right. Fairfax State Savings Bank is paying you to come to Veterans Memorial Stadium every Wednesday this season. The first 750 of you Colonel fans to enter the gates before Wednesday's home game will receive an envelope full of money inside from Fairfax State Savings Bank. Each of those 750 envelopes will contain a greenback up to a $100 bill. Fairfax State Savings Bank, free money Wednesdays. Come early to line your pocket with cash.
There's a lot you can do to satisfy your taste for Italian. You can marry one. You can drive one. Or you can go to Zio Giano's and feast on Zio's homemade bread, pizzas, and pasta, authentically prepared in Zio Giano's famous Italian style. Zio Giano's for the hometown taste of Italy.
Come to Zio Giano's, the pasta makes you Zio. Come to Zio Giano's for real Italiano. Come to Zio Giano's, the pasta.
Welcome back to the Colonel Curtain Call. Following a Bees 6-5 win, their third straight to close out this series. Burlington takes 3 of 4, and their record now is 29-26. PRC is proud to support the communities where their employees live and work, and Jordan Renz's leadoff home run in the 5th inning gave the Colonels a 4-3 lead. It was the 36th home run of the year by the Colonels, and for every Colonel home run this season, PRC's Community Care donates $25 to the Haycap Food Reservoir in PRC's Home Runs for the Hungry campaign. Renz's home run, his 13th to lead the Colonels, $900 now has been donated by PRC's Community Care to the Haycap Food Reservoir. That leads us to the PRC play of the game. With Burlington ahead 5-4 in the 6th inning, Brad Kuhn drew a leadoff walk. He swiped second, stole third, his second and third steals of the game. The steal of third was Brad's 20th stolen base. With Kuhn at third and 1 out, Jordan Renz came to the plate, and here is our PRC play of the game.
Jordan Renz with runners at first and third and 1 away. Fouls one towards the Colonel first base dugout near the Papa John's Plaza, and it is caught. A runner trying to score. Kuhn is safe. Yes, Kuhn scored. Here comes Jim Gabella. Jim Gabella racing out of the B dugout. Kuhn scored on a foul pop in front of the Papa John's Plaza as Miguel Vega staggered, caught it, lost his balance, threw home, and Kuhn has literally tied the game single-handedly here in the 6th inning.
Yes, he did. On the foul ball by Jordan Renz, a sacrifice fly. Kuhn dashed home to tie the game 5-5. That's our PRC play of the game. A job at PRC is a job you'll love. The benefit package at PRC is known as Life Essentials, a 401k retirement savings plan, medical, dental, vision, and pet insurance, and a casual dress code, all part of the Life Essentials benefit package at PRC. Brad Kuhn with his daring base running, stealing second, stealing third, and scoring on a foul pop to first in the 6th inning to tie the game at 5, our PRC play of the game. Burlington wins at 6-5. We'll return in a moment with a complete look at the State Farm Major League scoreboard here on the Colonel Curtain Call.
The hottest feature in beautiful Veterans Memorial Stadium is the coolest place. It's the Whirling Waters Home Run Hot Tub. How can you and your friends relax and splash it up from the most coveted spot at the ballpark? Simply register at Center Point in Westdale Mall and listen. If you're selected as the winner, you'll enjoy the ultimate entertainment experience. AquaJet stream comfort atop the left field wall in the Whirling Waters Home Run Hot Tub. Brought to you by Westdale Mall and by Whirling Waters. Your chance to splash it up.
Burlington completes their third win in a row in this series over the Kernels with a 6-5 win here tonight. The win lowers the Kernel record at home to 12-15, 26-32 overall, and the Kernel record in one-run games 7-10. Time now to check scores. Thanks to State Farm Insurance agents Gary Schubat, Dale Thompson, Al Shetler, and Brad Dunn. On the State Farm Major League scoreboard, at Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg tonight, the Devil Rays shut out our parent club, the Angels, 4-0. Same score at Camden Yards. The Orioles blanked Toronto 4-0. And a final from Yankee Stadium, it was New York 13, the Red Sox 5. They're in the bottom of the fourth inning at Safeco Field, the Royals and Mariners, no score. Two finals in the National League on the State Farm Major League scoreboard. At Turner Field, Washington trimmed the Braves 5-4. And at Minute Maid Park, the Cubs dismantled the Astros 8-0. Top of the ninth inning at Miller Park, and it's the Brewers leading the Padres 5-2. The Cardinals in the top of the ninth inning at Busch Stadium hold a 7-5 advantage over the Reds. It's the Pirates 4, the Rockies 1, top of the seventh inning at Denver's Coors Field. The Diamondbacks at Chase Ballpark in Phoenix are in the bottom of the fifth inning. They're batting, leading Philadelphia 3-0. The Mets are playing the Dodgers at Chavez Ravine tonight, and New York is ahead of the Dodgers 3-0 in the bottom of the third inning. It's also 3-0 in San Francisco. The Giants playing at home at SBC Park are hosting the Marlins, and the Giants lead Florida 3-0 in the bottom of the second inning. Thanks to State Farm Insurance agents Gary Schubat, Dale Thompson, Brad Dunn, and Al Shetler for bringing us that complete look at the State Farm Major League scoreboard. The Kernels lose their third in a row to Burlington tonight, bowing to the Bees 6-5. Tomorrow evening, a first of 4 at John O'Donnell Stadium in Davenport. We'll greet you on 1450 KMRY at 6:40 with the South Slope Communications Triple Play Show. We'll be on 1450 KMRY. Then a noon game on Wednesday. That will be right back here in the zone. Tomorrow evening on the South Slope Communications Triple Play Show, we'll be joined by Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim minor league roving hitting instructor Ty Van Berkeley-O. Thanks so much for being with us on this Monday night. Burlington is playing very well, and they win a one-run contest coming back from 2-0 Kernel lead and 4-3 Kernel lead. Leads by the Kernels of 2-0 and 4-3. The Bees cap their third win in a row, winning at 6-5 here tonight. We'll join you tomorrow evening from John O'Donnell Stadium in Davenport, 6:40 on 1450 KMRY with the South Slope Communications Triple Play Show. Once again, Burlington wins the series finale 6-5. John Rogers saying so long from Veterans Memorial Stadium. This has been Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.